Going live. 3, 2, 1. Kick it off, Lush.
Oh, okay.
It's me, Lush Uno, and I'm so happy to be here.
Should I start with my shirt, or do I do my shoes first? What do I take off?
You just like instigate your own fit check?
No, I was like, gonna strip. You said take it off.
Oh, that'd be funny.
You feel me? I was literally just gonna strip.
Have you given up on your adult film plans?
No, not at all. Because my body not there yet. It's the buzz balls.
Did you actually get on the testosterone?
I've been taking Donnie's testosterone.
Donnie has weed mostly. Not
No, he's got
the rub, the cream.
And I forgot it this morning. I'm gonna go jerk off with some testosterone in a little
I wonder
bit.
if jerking off would make it better.
I think I'm like assuming that
Just
it
rub
does.
it on your skin. You don't gotta masturbate with it. Jesus Christ.
I'm super down for the for my adult film OnlyFans journey with my lady, but I'm not in good enough shape.
Well, listen, Tuesday, I got a heavy hitter coming in here to lay some pipe down. I'm not gonna air it out just yet, but
Could we watch?
Whoa.
I don't know. Probably not. I don't think you're gonna come like 3 hours early to catch that.
I want to watch.
Honestly,
this one I'm watching.
I want to watch too, but I don't know.
We need to have like a secret room where we can like.
So, Ralphie, for the record, you've ruled out porn.
I mean, I'm not really with the. I don't want to show anybody my moves, but you know, I got some moves on me, man. You know, secret moves. You know,
For real?
you know, if you know, you know. And shout out to the
We
ones
don't
that
know. Nobody knows. Nobody's supposed to know.
Shout out to the beezies that know, man.
Wow.
Some tricky dance moves.
I got the tricky dance
I almost
moves.
I
I can get real strategic back there.
Strategic blower. Okay, so here we are. Welcome to another episode of the news. And today we've got a whole crazy cast of characters here. We got the Stink Team in the building. Remo still repping BPS up there
on, man.
on the hat.
Shit. Gang.
Hell yeah, outside with his gang. Wait, so do you have any plans to ever hang up the BPS hat or no?
I don't know. I might retire it.
Honestly, like this is it's
rebrand.
become synonymous with, like I feel like you changing that hat would be equivalent to Ice Spice when she like changed her hair.
Got thin.
Or got
Oh
thin.
no,
that's
that was
it,
like
yeah.
brutal. No, that was like
No, it reminds me of the King Pill when he was in New York with us like multiple days in a row wearing the camo jumpsuit. Because he just knows that it's branding. Like
That's
if he
his
looks
brand.
the same every time you see him, then it's gonna stick in your head more. And Remo's kind of, I feel like it's.
It wasn't on purpose. I was just naturally just wearing these hats.
You just
forever.
had the hat.
Yeah.
But now, like when I
And it just
pass
became a
like the
thing.
Bass Pro store, when I be up like at the Eye Fever going to the Bay, or
Motherfuckers-
something,
No, same, yeah.
I'll be like, oh Remo.
I see a random guy at Disneyland, and I'm thinking like, oh, Remo hat.
Fuck it, I'm gonna own it.
I also like am not sure like how much irony is intended with that, because I feel like you really be like a fishing ass fool.
Nah, I mean I've been fishing a couple times and shit and been hunting. Being in Mississippi, you gonna do all that, but like I wasn't just too big on it though, for sure.
You don't feel strong about it.
I'm trying to get
My
into
homies
those.
and shit, dude. Like,
I'm
they
trying to get into
fish
those
for real.
activities. I want to be a fisherman.
Nah, no
a
jumper
hiker.
fishing. You been fishing before?
My
When I was a
homies
kid,
do.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
fish for real. Sound crazy. Like they just be fishing. Like that sound like they just be like it's a sport. Like they be like,
Man,
yeah.
what down south niggas out there fishing for real? Like for real, hunting all that.
I had a
shit.
lot of people ask me to go fishing,
I'm
and I'm
down
just
to
kind of
hunt.
like, bro, I got so many things I want to do. Like I can't really imagine taking a Sunday to just be like, go sit in a boat.
Sounds chill.
My girl's
That-
uncle
that
was
probably be
asking
really
me.
relaxing.
Yeah, it sounds hella like
Yeah.
I'm down.
Sure.
I remember one time this full disaster was like, oh, I got some career-ending information about. I think it was Tay Rock. He's like, I'm gonna ruin Tay Rock's life. And he posted a picture of Tay Rock fishing. He's like, this guy's not a gangster. He's fishing.
Oh,
like,
man.
And
So
everyone's like,
gangsters can't fish?
everyone's like, dude, that's like a very common activity,
Yeah.
like particularly in the black community. As a matter of fact, you just showed like how not plugged in you are by even.
I don't
making
feel like
it a
LA
thing.
people and black LA people be fishing and shit.
No,
Where
I
would
That's
you
like
even
some
go
down south.
fishing in LA?
I was just about to say that. I don't think that's like a thing in LA.
You gotta
Like,
travel
nah.
to go fishing.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah,
some down
yeah.
south shit.
Yeah.
Be people fishing at the pier and shit. But
100%.
Yeah, that's
shit
true.
out
You
there.
Santa
don't
Monica
get some
Pier and
old
stuff.
white smokers fucking sitting outside trying to catch some fucking random shit. I mean, at the beach, I don't know.
Lowe's just hitting the pookie. What's going on?
but
I
Let's just
out
walk
here,
off to
if
hit a
you-
line,
if
it's
you're
crazy.
not gonna catch nothing. You go.
I'm literally watching Lush smoke meth right now.
I think it was a keep on. Keep on.
Oh, it's because his girl is here. He's interviewing a girl.
Oh, where is the interview? Who is it?
But now I feel lost. I don't know. I forget her name. He's just talking about it before we got on here. Anyway, let's get into some topics. This first one, I managed to avoid listening to this clip earlier, but this is crazy. Apparently, Offset is demanding spousal support from Cardi B, which for a lot of people who don't know, basically like when you're married, a lot of times people get like a prenup, and the prenup stipulates that basically like the person who earns less money is going to get compensated financially by the other person. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that when Offset and Cardi B first got together, he was probably clearly the person with more money. Then time goes by and the tables turn, and all of a sudden Cardi B is like by far the more successful person. She's probably doing $1 million brand deals. Meanwhile, Offset out here doing verses for 8 bands and shit like that. You know, he's out here. He's having to make it happen. Let's be real.
We ain't doing that.
No. I seen a leaked email a couple years ago that
City
was like,
boys up, man.
Each Migo will do a verse for you for I think 8 bands. Maybe it might have been 10. But that's no video or anything like that. So there's no shame in that game. I mean, really, if you can't get in the studio and spit a verse for 15 minutes for 10 bands, then you must be really up.
Niggas ain't turning that down. Niggas definitely taking the 10-piece, but
So my boy, he said, this one for my niggas out here. We need that money. They always coming down to take us black brothers down.
Well, listen.
Reverse Uno.
It has occurred to me.
I like it.
When I signed my prenup with my wife, at that time, for sure in my head, it was like, clearly I'm earning more money. At other times through our relationship, I've kind of thought like, damn, I'm glad I signed that prenup, because if I were to just skate on this situation, I might be the one actually being spousally compensated for.
So you don't actually need a prenup for the spousal support.
And I have heard that as well, but I think the prenup like lays out the terms very officially. So like you, same thing with being married. Like if you live in the same house with someone that you're dating for like 7 years, I think it is, then eventually you get
common
like,
law marriage.
Yeah.
But I thought that a prenup basically stipulates for commonly that like everybody's money's separate afterwards.
I don't know how that. Well, I mean, you
lay it out
could
exactly
stipulate
how you
that as
want
well.
it,
Yeah. Okay, but let's listen to Cardi B rip Offsuit a new asshole in a Twitter space. Offset, right?
That's a poker term, offsuit. I feel like
Offsuit.
Listen up, y'all listening?
Why the fuck
Listen
is
up.
Cardi
The fact
B
that
on
I'm waking up
Clubhouse?
right now, right? The fact that I'm waking up right now
Wait, pause it for a second.
to see that this
it's actually Twitter Spaces.
Don't get yourself a baby mama who uses Twitter Spaces as her therapist.
I was about to say, like, is this club? This is Cardi B, rich.
She on Twitter.
that's really her, bro.
Cool
That's
ass
real.
Cardi B on
This
Clubhouse?
Cardi B. No,
It's the
she
Cardi
on
B
Twitter
community.
Spaces.
This is like some shit for like 500 follower baby mama.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
like I'm finna air his ass out.
Hey,
like,
Hey, keep in mind, this is the father of her children, and she goes on to wish death upon him, which to me is too much.
BX.
You want
Bronx,
your
let's
kid
go.
to grow up with no father figure? Like, come on. All right, let's keep playing.
fuck nigga and his fuck ass team. I know it's not his team. I know it's his bitch ass.
I love her.
Gonna tell the Breakfast Club.
I love her.
The only reason
Getting too lit on the boat.
The only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support, because I was asking for everything. Because I was asking for everything, and because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a fucking pussy ass nigga. Word to my mother. I want you to die, but I want you to die fucking slow, nigga.
Oh, yeah. No,
When
that's
you
New
die,
York shit.
nigga, I want
Die
you to die
slow.
slow in the bed. And while you die, nigga, you gotta think of me.
Damn.
Let me tell y'all something, right?
When
I first-
crazy.
You can't forget she.
When I
from New York,
first
she gonna
filed
be
for
on that.
fucking child support, my lawyer filed for child support. I mean, when I first filed for divorce, my lawyer filed for shit. And this nigga started spazzing, right? So I told my lawyer, there's a renew, what's that shit called? There's a renew,
Bronx
there's
Public
a
Education.
renew
Yeah, for real.
divorce paper, right?
Yes, 987.
And in the renewed divorce paper, I asked for no child support. I didn't ask for no child support because I want to be done with this marriage. Like, I feel like I'm tied up. I asked for no child support.
I guess technically maybe.
I don't think the
Kiari
divorce
is
has been
allowed to
finalized
see
yet,
my
bro.
kids. There is not one day that he's not allowed to see my kids. Okay? He stood up my kids 3 times. He have seen Blossom only like 5 times. Okay? And I've been trying to save your face. But for you, stop playing saying that I don't be seeing my fucking kids. Stop playing because you don't want to look like a less of a bitch ass nigga. All right. If I keep you away from the kids, right? All right. You talk to the kids almost every single day. You call the kids every single day. I allow you to talk to the kids every single day. If I allow you to talk to the kids, why would I not allow you not to see the kids? It was a point that he was making a big deal like, oh, I'm not going to go to New York to see the kids because
Now I
I'm not
think
going to
she
be
capped.
seeing my kids in a hotel room.
This sound like that.
All right. I was like, all right, so you could see him in my mom's house. You still made it a big deal. And I love my daughter so much. Yo, if I'm lying, my kids could die if I'm lying. I said, you know what? To make it easier for you, you could see the kids in my house. Just because I want my daughter to feel the love of her dad. Because I want my kids to have that love of their dad. I want the love of both parents, even if we're not together. Also, the last time we seen the kids was in March on Cody's birthday. Okay? So before you start talking to me about I don't see my kids, let's
Cody?
talk about it.
Give the kids a white ass name.
You haven't seen the kids since March.
The fuck?
Okay?
Culture and Cody.
You say it was gonna
Right? Culture and Cody.
Yo, that was crazy.
She's on that.
Why don't when people like break up and if they really don't like each other, why they just don't just like find a new bitch and just
Well, she found a new dude and he's already cheating on her and he's dragging out bags of Tootsie in front of, on the boat with all the girls.
No, but I
He's
mean by
Stephon
like
Diggs is rad.
why
let's
do
be
they
honest.
have to like hold on to the he doesn't like me and I hate him? Like why? Just move on and go suck some more dick and just get
Well,
over it.
okay, she was probably trying to go in that direction, but then Offset said, "Nah, bitch, I need some of that money." And for the record, a lot of people are conflating the two things of spousal support and child support. These are two different things. That like child support is for the kids. Spousal support is basically saying like, I sacrifice so much of my career and my personal life being with you that now that we're no longer together, you need to compensate me. Which is pretty funny because what the fuck did Offset really sacrifice by being with her? If anything, he obviously benefited massively from the cosign of being with her. Well, maybe not as a
They
rapper,
benefited
as a
from each-
celebrity.
Yeah.
They benefited
Yeah.
from each other.
Yeah.
They benefited from each other. Not only that, Offset was writing a lot of her rhymes. He was contributing a lot. Obviously,
Do we know that?
Yeah, we know that.
All right.
100%. Motorsport verse. I turn Offset on. Whatever the fuck she said. Yeah,
Is it the
he
same
wrote that.
situation as Remy Ma and what wasn't it Papoose? where
You're
she's
not
getting
far
a
off.
percentage type shit.
You're not far off.
Were they married?
Papoose and Remy were married. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, I think they
If-
are.
If you hear her, she said her lawyers filed for child support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he thought that was whoopty whoop, and then his team tried to do this, but I know it's his bitch ass. Like it was more like a.
I mean, the
oh,
reality-
you trying to
Trying to
file
be
child
petty.
support? All right, well, my turn. We gonna file this shit right here. We're
Right.
just gonna start filing shit.
I mean, the
until we get to
reality is you're
understand.
going to go for whatever you can go for as a person, and especially at the point where you no longer really have any love for the person. You really don't give a fuck. And especially Offset seems like he's kind of dead set on trolling her and fucking with her and kind of like getting a reaction out of her because she seems more ready to move on. Like from his perspective, it seems like he wanted to just be in a relationship, cheat, do whatever the fuck he wanted to do,
He wanted to have
and
fun.
have her to just hold him down. And now he's kind of like looking at it and
He
he's
should have got a real bitch, not a wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
a wife is like you signed up to be together, and you guys have agreements that you guys have to both agree on, or one person gets to say, "Oh, you don't get to do this," but when you kind of single and you just fucking bitches, like you don't really have to do all that.
Well, maybe he should have had a bitch. He has more leverage then.
well, he did at
No,
first.
at
That's
first
the
he
problem.
did.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like he found the bitch. He looked at her. Was like, "Oh, that's a real bitch. Like I'm gonna fuck with her. Like she's street bitch like me." And then
I mean, that
got her pregnant.
but that's
and now
kind of
the
debatable.
emotions are in the way.
That's kind of debatable because by the time he's fucking with her, she already had Bodak Yellow out. She's already.
She was
like,
more
I mean,
popping than
he
that
was
nigga.
fucking with her
No,
before
no.
that though.
But see,
right?
Bodak
Was
Yellow does not make
Compared
you
to the Migos
certified,
run
bro.
and Offset, how you
It makes you in the long run. She got a lot of money off that song.
For
But
sure.
I'm saying when that song first came out, it just didn't. it didn't certify her. Like,
I mean, she might be completely irrelevant musically at the moment because it feels like she's in a weird spot where she doesn't know who she is and she doesn't know what kind of album she could put out that'll actually move the people. And keep in mind, she's trying to live up to an album that was basically considered a classic by a lot of people, one of the best female hip-hop albums of all time. And then now she don't really even know what to do. And I feel like maybe from a financial standpoint, she's kind of looking at the game like, damn, you trying to come for me and tax me for all this money as if I was still at the height of my career. Whereas, like, I mean, I've seen the paperwork. Like, it was leaked at one point that she was getting $1 million brand deals from different makeup brands, clothing brands, etc. I don't know if some of that stuff has kind of calmed down for her. Let's be real. The female rap world has kind of moved on in a lot of ways.
But she still get a whole bunch of brand deals and shit.
Yeah.
The fact that Offset is trying to ask for spousal support backs the claims that Lil TJ was saying that nigga was broke.
That's literally what I was
if you
about to
need
say.
the money that bad from like Lil TJ was just calling you broke not that long ago, and now it's given that you really broke because it's like ain't no way.
It backs the claim.
Man, come on, there's no
battery,
bro. Come on, you asking for spousal support, bro?
City
Nigga,
Boy's up right now. He trying to go crazy.
that's some super
City Boys
City Boy
up.
shit. But it's
And
like,
guess what?
We need that.
City Boys, we broke. I know because I'm a City Boy.
City Boys
We
got
broke.
their hand out like panhandlers, nigga.
Put it
Tear
in my
off,
palm.
nigga. Put it in my
Put
hand,
it in my
nigga.
palm.
We broke. Shout out to the YouTube members. We broke.
Tear it off, nigga.
We ain't got nothing going on.
That's literally what this whole situation is giving. The dude, like, if he was up like he's supposed to be, this wouldn't even
first
be
of all,
a
you
conversation.
asking for spousal support is a bad look anyway, because it's like, nigga, what the fuck you got going on?
No, you heard what I said. Her team filed for the child support, and you know maybe his team was like
Countersue.
Yeah, exactly. Let's even this out. Yeah.
Let's get our shit now.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
like
yeah,
if we gonna
yeah.
put everything on the line, let's put this something that's gonna overweigh something, and they're gonna be back to even damn near. So
But a
what
man
they-
asking for spousal
just
support is
trying to be
crazy.
petty.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a man. Bitch, tear it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, who you?
No, but
think?
for sure, if you didn't expect to have to be paying child support and then she hits you with that shit and you're thinking, well, I'm in a good position to hit you for the spousal
No
support,
cap.
why
It's a
not?
counter.
Let's go tit for tat. We're going to go back and forth. And she apparently doesn't see it that way. I'm going to be real. Him not seeing the kids in over 2 months. She said he hasn't seen the kids since
That's what I'm
March.
saying.
Damn, that's kind of grimy, though. Like, I maybe I'm naive because I'm still on kid number 1. But when I hear that, I'm just like, bro, how can you not want to
And
see
that's
the
where the
kids,
child
dog?
support's supposed to come in. You ain't seeing the kids, at least, fork out what you got to fork out.
That's
Yeah.
a female claim.
Yeah, and
A female
also
would claim a nigga they want to see their kids and
that's where she
But
lost
But on
me. I
your
was-
end, you supposed to,
Yeah.
you know they're going to put that out on you, try to make you look like a bad father. So when you are with your kid, where the videos and shit,
And
showing you spending time.
If you going to see your kid involves you having to deal with a bitch who you genuinely do not like at this point, you hate her, you hate being around her, and she got this Tootsie fiend fucking pigskin
My
thrower
dog, let's go,
hanging out
Stefan.
with her all the time. You gotta like deal with him. You gotta get security. You gotta be in there with blowers and shit just to go hang out with your kid because you got this fucking football player that might smack you in the back of the head when you're not looking. I mean, he got a lot of shit that he's dealing with right there. You know?
he got a future situation on his hand.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I
damn,
was
that's
feeling
crazy.
Cardi's
Like
rant.
that, like that, yeah.
I was
You know what I'm saying?
I was fucking with
But at
her
least
rant.
he got with like a Christian pastor.
Yeah,
type
square ass dude.
football player
He's
type
different.
nigga. You know
He's
he
the
ain't hitting no
opposite.
shit, like-
Yeah.
Hell no.
He lit. He got
gonna
the
bump.
Tootsie.
He for sure.
No,
gonna
Sierra,
bump.
she's
They
talking
getting
about-
them hoes together for sure.
I'm saying
You talking about
she
Russell
might
Wilson?
be.
Yeah, you talking
Russell
about
Wilson.
Russell. Yeah.
Oh, I'm,
And he already
No,
cheated.
she
Yeah.
low. He low. He a little Christian
he
type.
a Christian,
you know what I'm
Christian
saying?
Mingle type nigga.
That's the route she should have went. Yeah.
But let's be honest. I was feeling her rant until she started bringing up then he said he didn't want to go to the hotel to meet the kid. I was like, oh, you seem like you moving the goalpost, bitch. Like you tripping that. It seemed like he making a concerted effort, and then you're like changing the rules of engagement at the last second. That's I was feeling her until that moment.
And even why'd she leave him? You ain't supposed to leave. You're supposed to stay.
You're supposed to thug it out. I could.
Yeah, deal
Because
with
it was,
whatever.
I could
it
fuck
was a whole
stunted
bunch
girl
of
as much
cheating
as
that
I
was
want.
going on, but then she get with a
That's
bigger
what
cheater.
happened?
Yeah, exactly.
I
How
can
the
fuck-
fuck
Realizing
you
that
left Offset for? Cause you claim he kept cheating on you and shit. Now you with a nigga that's publicly cheating on you.
But she's
My
not
only-
victim
not
of
cocaine.
it, though.
my only counter with that is when you, like I said, when you sign up for marriage, you kind of sign into obligations that you got on the stand. You got up there, not on the stand, but you got up there and said, "Oh, we're together." And
Marriage is
we're
snitching.
only-" you know what I'm saying? Like you signed the contract. That said, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. So like when you do that, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like
You
shout
broke
out
the
to all my
bond.
niggas that cheating, just don't get caught.
Okay, this person said AZ sent $10. Says so a woman can be rich and still ask for spousal support, but if a man does it, he's wrong and broke. Where's the logic in that? If a woman could take man for all he's got, then so should a
shout
man.
out
Period.
Let's get that bitch for everything.
No. This dude
Not
is
you,
fucking-
Cardi.
Look, this dude is wild. First of all, AZ. Shouts to him being very active in the super chat community. With that being said,
Community, huh? All right.
yeah, it's definitely community. With that being said, like, what are you talking about? A man is supposed to be the provider. A man is supposed to be the caretaker. We're the ones that go out and fucking hit the fucking woolly mammoth over the head and drag that shit.
Now when you're a king, you sit your ass at the top of the fucking mountain and everybody go do that for you.
Yeah, but the king is so rich that he's able to do that.
Yeah,
King ain't got to sue for
he's
child
sending people
support.
to go hunt.
But he
ain't gotta sue
probably
for child
don't feel
support.
like much of a king sitting next to Cardi B. As far as like how much money could Offset really be bringing at this point? Obviously, okay, he's got a catalog. The label realistically probably gets a gigantic percentage of that. He can do little shows and shit, but realistically, that probably is not that crazy. I don't know. Does he shout out people's dispensaries on his Instagram story? I don't know. Like,
He's one step away.
He's one step
He's
away.
one step away.
I just see DDG doing that. He's way too up to be doing that.
Shit,
He's
after
still
those-
doing it.
You see his first week sales, but like if you divide,
No, but he actually did all right.
Yeah, he
first.
did okay.
He was trolling.
if you divide the Migos numbers by 3,
That's another thing. You got to split that in half.
And they probably been signed to some bunk ass deal for fucking forever. Although, is he independent now?
he probably is now.
Either way, I mean, let's be real. He probably ain't making money like the way he used to be.
What major label would be super psyched about like having
Like
Offset
Offset.
be a premier like solo artist? What?
They would
matter
want
of fact,
the catalog. If
hey, matter of
anything,
fact,
yeah.
I'm gonna issue a challenge.
I
to
feel like
every,
they can rebrand Offset.
Cool. Let me ask everybody in this room. Name an Offset solo song right now.
You can rebrand.
He got that
Offset.
one take.
Yeah.
Name it. Name an Offset solo song.
I know how
Challenge
to
in
go
the room.
love on
I can
me.
do it.
That's probably the only song I know about Offset.
You can rebrand.
First day out. He's got a first day out. I can name that. What else? And I love Offset, but let's be honest. Name one Offset song. Someone in the
I
room.
call him off suit. I don't know.
No, for real.
Fucked up. I'm already forgetting what his name was.
Offset had a good career.
He did. Absolutely. See,
As a group.
You're
Cardi
talking
B got
about
more
it.
money than him
But
now,
you're
though.
talking about it like it's over. Like that's crazy.
Even saying that, it's like a
yeah,
past
listen to
tense.
how
He
you
had
just
a good
said that.
career.
He had a good run.
Okay.
You know,
You're
because
tired
when you
now?
talk about Offset, you have to talk about the Migos as like a whole. Like they weren't just like solo individual artists. They were the Migos.
Yeah.
Right? You get me? At one point in time, they start beefing and shit. And, you know what I'm
But then,
saying?
okay, now he don't want to go on tour with Quavo, so he can't. If he's gonna tour, it's
that's
gonna
the
be
bounce back of their
Offset.
career.
Yeah, that's all they got. Because especially it's
That's
just them.
the
Because
comeback.
Takeoff's out the picture now too. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Offset. We all got respect for him. We all fuck with him. Realistically, Migos were lit in like 2011. High point of their career was probably 2016 with Bad and Bougie and shit. And then realistically, that was 10 years ago. So we all know that this rap game is not very forgiving if your the height of your career was 10 years ago. It's like, I mean, he could still have looks. He could still, especially if he were to find an artist, put somebody on, etc. But it would appear that that's not necessarily his focus. So it's not something that he's probably going to be able to
I think
pull
the
off at
thing
this
that
point.
really fucked him up was when he fell out with a lot of the guys in Atlanta. So he ain't really got that Atlanta crowd to fall back on. When him and Lil Baby got in that altercation outside the club over the dice game, it's been all downhill and over with since then. Like, he lost the relationship from Lil Baby. I don't really see him with Quavo like that much at all. They did a little reunion shit one time, but it
They
ain't
do the
really been
reunion, but then they ain't really like together.
together that
you know?
much.
Yeah.
And then, like,
They had to force a reunion at the Grammys.
I
right?
knew he was in the fucked up situation
yeah.
when he was the first person to do a song with Gunna.
Yeah,
I
there
was
you
like,
go.
oh, yeah. You ain't got that many options. Is like, who's fucking with you right now?
Oh, then it's kind of over with.
They just gave
If
them
he's
niggas
doing
the exile.
Yeah, he did. He hopped on Gunna album. I'm pretty sure he got like the first Gunna feature.
And it sucks because Gunna raps better than like all those guys still, but like we can't fuck with him.
Yeah, he's just blackballed from that Atlanta scene too. So I think he's just in a weird position where like he ain't got like any allies.
But I also feel like the Atlanta scene is super disenfranchised. What made Atlanta so cracking in 2013, 2014 was the collaborations between Migos, Young Thug, Pee Wee Longway. Everybody was doing records together. It was like a whole movement. It seems super fractured, disenfranchised. ATL's like giving Chirac now. It's a bunch of drill rappers beefing with each
Do you
other.
remember
and shit.
when everybody
Yeah,
used to
no,
be
I
like,
see
"Oh, in Atlanta, everybody's so united. Nobody has
It
any
was
beef
like
in
that.
Atlanta."
That's what they used to say.
Should we read
I mean,
Oh, I heard somebody say that about
always
LA the other day. I heard somebody say, "Oh, everybody in LA supports each other." I'm sitting there like,
Hell.
all right.
No, the out of town niggas, I swear to God, they be like, yeah, I like how y'all West Coast niggas, y'all all be together and shit.
They must be talking
then
about
we
the
be
Bay.
like, we be like, shit, I like how y'all niggas all be together, but every city has their own personal beefs, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Everybody
I'm hearing that from dudes in New York about how New York has all this beef and how LA everybody gets together. I'm like, we're in the projects right now, and you got like 8 different gangs that are all just hanging out like it's no big deal. And there's a shitload of Crips, and this is like a blood video shoot. And
Yeah, it
you
would
guys
never
are
be
telling
like
me
that in LA.
that I know. I'm like,
No.
this is so hard for me to fathom from an LA perspective.
No, I think from like their drill rappers are super disenfranchised. Like all the like the 19-year-old Dominican kids in the Bronx are
They
all
should
beef.
be. They built all their careers on killing each other. you
Right,
know? Like,
100%.
There's no other way.
But like their OGs and like their ecosystem is way more conducive to people working with each other. Out here, you're like you inherit beef before you even jump in the rap game.
Nah,
You already have
here
it.
than beef with a pitcher.
Literally.
A pitcher can do that out here.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna read a couple of these donations real quick. Octane the Kid said, "Dope fiend ass lush on them buzzballs after getting weenie suspect out the paint."
Yeah, it's my celebration. How'd you know?
Listen, the buzzballs are a consistent presence. It don't matter if he's up or down.
Yo, my boy Donnie Blix, shouts to him. I should just show you the conversation he's having with himself in my Instagram.
For
DMs.
real?
The biggest faggot of all time.
Wait,
bro.
really?
Like,
That sounds like your kind of dude.
No. You know, this guy is so fucking gay. Like,
Wow.
thanks for the $5, bitch. It's going towards my next paycheck.
He said,
Faggot.
He said, "Shout out Ralphie, long live foreign whip crasher. Shout out Adam, Officer Remo, the quiet Mexican, and URL Lush, not his new age junkie Lush."
All right, and guess what? I was a legend then, and I'm a legend now, and he got the league wrong. Bitch, I'm from Grind Time, stupid.
Oh, shit. I'm from
Stupid
Grind.
ass
Oh.
Mark. I'm not from URL. Shouts to URL, but you a Mark. You feel me? You a Mark.
Okay, AZ sent $50 and said, "If I said a woman is supposed to stay home and obey her man, that wouldn't be okay. And you would say we're not in the 50s anymore. So then you can't tell me what a man is supposed to be either. Keep that same energy. Shout out Offset." All right, first off, if a woman wants to stay home and obey her man, take care of the house or whatever, I think we should all applaud that. That's great. However, the person doing that, well, in Cardi's case, it would seem that she's being the breadwinner and also staying home taking care of the kids, which is like really not ideal for making your point as a dude.
Yeah, but then again, like these dudes that really just they hate women.
What do you think? The chat?
The chat?
I think a significant majority
I like
of our
women,
chat
but I feel like
hates women.
fuck that. That bit tear it off, nigga.
But they see it.
That's what we're saying now? We said tear it off?
Yeah,
Tear
been
it
tear it
off.
off.
Tear it off, greasy?
I can be successful and have everything. I'm still got tear it off.
They call me tear it off Tio.
Be up $1 million.
Like a Band-Aid.
I'm still like this.
Tear it off like a Band-Aid is hard. But here's the problem, Ralphie. They see guys like you who actually deal with women in real life and women enjoy in real life, and they think because you have this attitude that if they adopt the same principles, it's gonna go far for them. When it's the complete opposite, because they can't even get a woman to fucking. They're in bitches' inboxes like, "Hey, you look beautiful today."
But
You feel me? That's their riz.
I mean, but we talking about this situation.
Ralphie's welcoming the incels to his community.
Okay, would you rather be with a woman who, okay, it's Cardi B, as she is now, very successful, world famous, can't do shit, can't leave the house, etc., or Cardi B, but she's a regular bitch and she's great. She takes care of the house. She takes care of the kids. She's around. She's chill. She's on your arm at your shows, etc. But she doesn't have all that going for her. I mean, like, I feel like from my perspective, having a girl who's a millionaire sounds great. But I think from a lot of guys' perspective, they don't want a girl that have that much leverage. And Offset's kind of been dealing with that for many years now.
Shit, I do. Tear it off.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be
Fuck you talking
psyched.
about? I'm looking for a sugar mama as we speak. Come holla at me.
Tear it off.
Hey, Cardi with them pepperoni nipples, I'll make a whole pizza out them motherfuckers. What the fuck is you talking about, bitch? Pull up.
Wait, when did you see her nipples?
What you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah. Leave her nipples out of
I
this
like
shit.
her pepperonis. You feel me? Con
I'm
queso.
just saying, that's like a pregnant thing. The nipples get mad big and dark.
I mean,
Shit,
but at the
her-
same
she
time,
must have
like,
been
it's
pregnant,
not
yeah.
like she was like a modest fucking going to church, fucking like she was stripping and selling pussy and shit, bro. Like, so it's not
Spiking drinks.
It's not like she was spiking niggas and robbing niggas for their shit. So it's not like we're talking about the Queen Elizabeth here. Like we talking about
Queen
Cardi B. Like nigga, you get what you get. Like you know what I'm saying?
I heard Queen Elizabeth was
Not
dropping
saying her
draws too.
looks in her sex appeal was not. You get what I'm saying? But like, if a bad bitch is like just money, shaking ass, and like, you know, if that's what that qualifies you as, then you know.
Did you guys peep what happened? So basically, like Cardi performed at Coachella at the Revolve House or event or whatever. I think she's on stage, she's performing. For whatever reason, the photographer is like right under her taking photos, and her BBL looked like shit. Like I personally, my opinion, I think Cardi's hot as fuck. I used to donate rope to her all the time when she was just a stripper. I would go look up those clips and pound my shit. I'm sorry, Offset. That's just reality.
I'm not sorry,
all
Offset.
I'm saying, I think she's hot as fuck. But these photos look like shit. And they did the thing. You remember when Beyonce got exposed? They had all the photos of her performing at a show, and she looked like she's crazy, like
the face.
And because Getty Images is not supposed to upload photos of you that make you look fucking horrible. But they did that to Cardi B, and then all those images started getting striked off of Twitter for copyright infringement or whatever. So
was that possibly a play by Cardi B and them to like kind of get in front of it once she knew the big? That would be.
I'm gonna
so
be real.
smart.
I doubt it because I know she hated the way those photos look.
Yeah, you're not making a play to make yourself look bad.
Not, but if it's getting like the.
No, so you can always have the copyright. And take
That's what I'm saying.
A female though, bro. They're too like self-conscious.
Yeah, hey, bitches are
the play's not worth that much money for her to be going out the way, like to make herself look bad.
I know y'all notice like when there's like the group photo, whatever, when you out and shit, and whatever bitch his camera it is, as long as she look good, that motherfucker getting posted. She don't care what any of the other bitches look like. Look at all you like. As long as the main bitch look good, that shit getting uploaded.
So overall, we think Offset broke.
Yeah.
If he ain't seen his kids in 2 months, he out there getting money. He out there doing what he needs to do to take care of his kids.
Or you getting pussy and doing drugs.
I ain't saying
that's what most of us would be doing in that situation, right?
Like he has a lot more money than me.
If my baby mama don't see me for 2 months, for sure I was getting high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 2 hours.
Quite a few buzz balls.
To be honest, like he's not broke by like societal standards.
We talking about rap level where
standards.
he was to where he at right now.
Come on, bro. You pandering, busting plays for 10 bands.
Bro, and I still hit Cardi. You know like, Adam talking about her BBL now.
Hey, I'm saying, because every photo I ever see of Cardi's BBL looks great. I see videos of her going around. It looks great. These photos look like shit. They got the worst possible angle. It looked lumpy as fuck. I don't know why it looks so bad in those photos. It is kind of hard to argue with a photo. As they say, it is worth 1,000 words. But still, I mean, you know, it made me wonder. Like,
she still got that concrete from 2004 lodged deep in that motherfucker.
Oh, that's
like,
fact.
If you go through the layers of BBL, because remember the original BBLs?
She got the one in the basement.
Come on, bro.
No,
she definitely got the one in the basement.
I've been doing porn with girls, and they say, yeah, 10 years ago, I got my butt done by the same lady in the Bronx who did Cardi B's or whatever. Like, there's like a shout out of like, oh yeah, they used the concrete mix on
Go to
me.
847th Street B, and it's the third basement on the
She
left.
got it done in the Patterson Projects, probably.
Yeah, Tyson.
That is insane.
For sure.
Whoever Lotto Surgeon is deserves a fucking Grammy. I'll say that.
Yeah, he did good. He did good. Man, Ralphie back in here with dummy donuts. Look at this, man. Were you guys really on stream till 6 in the morning?
12-hour stream.
What
yeah.
the fuck? What was keeping you going?
Red Bull, weed.
Were you just like, what were you doing? You playing games? You rapping? You just talking?
Nah, sometimes I like just talking shit. Sometimes I fucking play the game. Like I just filter on and off, watch some shit on YouTube, just some random shit. Like
You fell asleep on stream the night before though.
yeah, no, that's why I had to do, I was supposed to do 15 hours the night before, but I did like 6, but I was falling asleep in and out because I started at like 11. So then I'm like, fuck, I gotta get him at least 12 tomorrow because I'm like, I did bunk.
Man, I feel like
I'm still right here.
You're here, yeah.
You know
Hey, I feel like when I wake up in the morning that I got like 12 good hours. And after that, the quality of whatever I'm doing is significantly worse. Like if I wake up at 8, I can pod, I can do meetings, I can do whatever until 8 p.m. And then after that, it just like my mind has significantly degraded. And like even last night I was writing this whole fucking YouTube video at like 10 p.m. And I was just thinking to myself, like, this is not the same me that would be doing this if I had started at 10 a.m.
This is where drugs come into play.
That's real, yeah. You can get yourself a little boost right there, yeah.
Take the fire. I was like, I'm wondering how do the streamers? I'm trying to tell even like how do these niggas? And then I thought about like, wait, these niggas be having sponsorship with all these energy drinks. They be knocking them bitches back the whole time they streaming. I'm over here trying to just do it raw.
You know what it is though?
Ain't no raw.
They're all
doing it raw.
They're all on Adderall.
Yeah,
That's
Like, when I was talking to Jack Doherty, and I said something about like, are you on Adderall? Or all the streamers on Adderall? And he kind of shot me a glance that was like, 100%.
Yeah.
If you're doing a
Bro,
stream for 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever, you're taking Adderall. Even Ice Poseidon told me he could not stream if it wasn't for Adderall. He's like, because to him, he's like, I got to say something every 5 seconds. That's not easy for normal people.
And then being entertaining the whole time too. Trust me, them motherfuckers all taking Adderall.
I'm down for some Adderall.
You not on it right now?
Nah, like that's a thing.
What?
I'm down for some
Oh,
Adderall.
I thought you said I'll die for some Adderall. I'm like, whoa, nigga.
I haven't done it honestly in like 10 years, and it's like kind of hard for me to imagine a day at work taking Adderall, even though I imagine I would be probably pretty good at whatever I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
For sure. You're going to be a master of your craft at whatever you're doing. It's going to focus you in for sure.
next week it's gonna be Adderall lush.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, let's check it. Let's see how this goes, guys.
It might calm your ass all the way down. You might shut the fuck up and actually be like this.
I feel like you're going to talk too
Because you're
much.
super hyper. So
I feel like I potted with you where you were on Adderall.
You fought it with me on crystal meth.
Damn.
Yeah.
But for
For a couple
Hey,
months.
which episode was this?
For a couple months straight.
Word.
First came back, right?
Around that time, it was so okay. Where I was for sure on meth,
He was just.
where I was for sure on meth,
Yeah.
the no jumper cipher.
My nigga
I
Trevor.
did.
Oh, your cipher when you
Yeah,
had.
yeah. I was on meth for the creation of that, and I was still fat.
Bro,
which
you
is
like the
crazy.
real Trevor. For sure.
I am the
Like,
real
you-
Trevor.
You
That's
might
king
have
of the
Trevor.
smokers.
You might have
Not
to get
Potter
that tatted.
GTA.
Trevor Potter.
Not Potter GTA. Trevor Mether.
He don't mind me of Trevor. This Michael's son.
Yeah, Jimmy DeSanta. I've heard
Jimmy.
that too.
You get it. Oh God,
I'm
you
Trevor
Jimmy.
mixed with Jimmy mixed with something you ain't never seen.
I was thinking GTA.
Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Nigga, Michael's son on GTA, the rich
the
kid,
white
the rich
dude?
kid
Yeah.
that got all the shit.
Nah.
Let me be a harder white boy for once.
Nah,
You hard,
we're
boy.
Drop me the
Trevor.
plugs that I'm Trevor.
He's fucking.
He got the
What
whole
the
look,
fuck?
look and everything.
Ah,
If I'm
this is
Trevor,
Trevor.
you could be CJ. I'll be Trevor.
ain't-
You can
Nah,
be
he's
CJ.
not
Franklin. Nah, I ain't
He's
see it.
Franklin. Yeah,
Yeah.
Franklin.
My nigga-
You're
Trevor
more-
a gangster, bro.
Yeah,
Trevor
for
is a
sure,
gangster,
yeah.
bro.
Wait, I have a
He
question.
tripping on shit.
Can we listen to the new Clipse record without the stream hearing it? And they just watch us vibe out to it and then we react to it?
Am I the only one excited about this album? I love the clips.
I love the Clipse. I was attempting to listen to Lord Willing this morning, but that fucking Alexa, I kept saying, Alexa, play the Clipse Lord Willing album. And they would just play me Lord Willing, the song off the album, which was really upsetting.
bro,
to
I'm
me.
getting
I'm
the,
over
look,
here out the loop. I didn't know what the fuck y'all.
You know the
You don't know
clips
about the
are-
Clipse?
They dropped the album.
You know they are though.
Pusha T and Mal.
You don't know who the clips are.
I know Pusha T.
You're
That's
way
Pusha
too West
T.
Coast. Oh my
Like,
God.
get out of
They
here,
got that
Ralphie.
song
I know
for
Pusha
real.
T.
You never heard
I know-
grinding?
I know for real.
You never heard
That's for
grinding.
real.
You never
I know
heard-
Pusha T as Pusha
You never
T.
heard grinding before.
I heard grinding.
Okay, that's the clips.
But I didn't know it was like the Eclipse.
Oh,
No, the
I just
no,
thought
the
it was
Clipse,
Pusha
not
T.
the
I thought it was
Eclipse.
Pusha T and
Man.
Pharrell hopping on the
Yeah.
song. Like,
Okay, I'll give you the history lesson. So Clipse was one of the more dominant rap groups of the early 2000s. I know people always say the summer after high school, that music, whatever you listen to the summer after high school, that shit is just like the most important music to you in your life because that's kind of like one of the most important time periods for you to make decisions about what you're doing. For me, Lord Willin' was like the soundtrack to the summer after high school. Then they get caught in these crazy label shit with Jive where they didn't want to let them put an album out, etc. The next album after that, actually, Hell Hath No Fury, was amazing as well.
That's better than Lord Willing.
Then at a certain point, Malice finds God, splits off. Pusha T goes single, or goes, does his own thing individually in his career. And we haven't really heard a ton. Well, obviously Pusha T gets into the whole Kanye world for all those years.
You forgot one key thing is when they formed a Re-Up Gang. In between that time,
That Re-Up Gang album was one of the biggest disappointments of my life.
But those mixtapes, the Got It for Cheap mixtape
Yeah, there was some
series,
good album stuff, but they put an
What?
album that was just like all these like pre-recorded songs with new beats. I remember buying it at Best Buy and being horrified.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And they couldn't even lie and act like that was a good project.
Pusha T swag is like totally different from Pharrell as a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? So him getting with Kanye is just kind of funny. Like, to get with another fashion.
Well,
type
okay.
nigga, like,
But remember, Clipse were the first dudes in Bape and all that shit. They was
I'm
before
not-
Wayne
that's
took
what-
that shit from him.
That's
I don't
what-
look at Pusha
that's where
T
their
as
whole
like
beef
no
came
fly
from.
ass nigga, like.
Well,
I
because
think he is, right?
but he was
No,
around.
no,
Pusha T,
bro.
that's
T
where
is
Wayne
fire.
and Pusha T beef came from.
I'm into like I be, bro. I like clothes and like, you know what I'm saying. If you putting that shit on,
In
like,
the '90s, though, Pusha T was considered like the dope boy.
Early
Yeah.
2000s.
I thought
No, he was like
rapping
king drug dealer.
King drug dealer
Yeah.
dope, like him and Jay-Z, and that's what Jay-Z was giving him a lot of, credit and shit, because he was always talking that, coke talking shit. But like the real reason that Wayne and Clipse and all them was beefing, or well, Wayne and Pusha T, is because Wayne had stole all that Bape shit and ice cream from them niggas and shit. So they really, Pharrell and them really was the ones that had
was
ice cream
Pharrell.
and Bape
And then,
going crazy.
okay, so ironically, on Friday night when we're getting on the plane to go to New York, we see Pusha T and Malice together in the airport, say what up to him real quick, and then they're on the plane with us. And I'm kind of thinking in my head, I'm like, where are they going? Like, I even looked at their social media and stuff, trying to figure out if they had a show. I didn't see a show, so I'm kind of thinking, what are they doing? Then I see the picture come out on the Rock Nation Instagram of like, oh, okay, they signed with Rock Nation to put out a project, and presumably that's what this is based on.
Damn, Jay-Z, you're making the Clipse Fly commercial?
And this is
They should be on a
produced by
PJ.
Pharrell. It was a red eye.
y'all niggas is fucking.
They were in first class, unlike myself.
But
I love not flying first class. To me, that's like getting a section in the club, and I just am against that kind of frivolous spending. But I did feel like kind of a bum having to trot past the Clipse on the plane.
you're also like tall as fuck. If
You know what I'm
was you,
saying? I
like,
should have told Malice, like, hey, I got a few inches on you, buddy.
that's
Yeah,
why I
hop
was
in the
switch
back,
seats.
homie. And the crazy thing is, so like the Clipse had a deal in the late '90s, and they had a song called "The Funeral." Most people had never heard of it. They were lit though, and they were dope. And then the shit never came out. Then it
Oh,
was,
yeah. But I remember downloading that album off Napster.
yeah.
That album sucked dick compared to Lord Willin'.
For sure.
That album was ass juice.
No, for sure. It's pretty much the same thing as like the Mobb Deep Juvenile Hell album.
Yeah. But you always
like-
think that. Like, an artist comes out, they have a dope project, you never really heard them before, and then you go back and listen to stuff before that, and you're like, oh, I see why this didn't blow up, but this new shit did.
Development stage, because that song, and there was a couple other ones that were banging, but like, yeah, it was only a glimpse of their potential. And really, I want to just give Clipse the credit for pretty much epitomizing the flow that was ran in like the East Coast for a whole decade of like that laid back chill shit. You feel me?
No, that
Really
that
slick-
era was personified by the fact, like, why are these dudes from Virginia able to make way better music than everybody in New York,
Facts.
Philly, all these surrounding areas? Like, they just absolutely shut shit down, even from being from a city that nobody was really all that concerned about. Can we listen to this song without? Okay,
doing pyro.
Any cocaine references?
y'all gotta watch
Yeah,
us
yeah.
vibe out, and then you can we'll discuss afterwards.
Yeah. I am a Clipse fucking stan, and this sucks.
Bro.
Yeah.
Man, y'all niggas gotta get with the times, nigga.
Yeah, we just
fuck
gassed
out
them
of
up
here,
so
nigga.
much.
This
I
shit
don't
is
know,
too
yeah.
serious, bro.
It was alright, but
All in on the Fifi,
Uchiwala.
like,
I got I'm in the sky like NASA.
Diamonds look like pee-pee.
But no, Adam, this is why I keep trying to explain to people, bro. You can't take a break from hip hop, bro. You have to be musically inclined. You have to know what's going on. You have to know what's beats and what's flows and what's you vibrate.
But this is a dude who was in the studio with Kanye every day for like 5 years.
If he was in the studio with Jesus,
That was
nigga,
back then.
nigga, that was back then. Times have changed, nigga, come on, bro.
You're not as comfortable no more. You trying to force it.
But like I said, I didn't expect no other flow but Squeezy, Jeezy, Lasheezy,
Nah,
Beezy,
but
la, la.
like but guess what? Like, have some updated bars and references. Like,
It's
sound
not
cool.
Oh, you want him to catch me outside? Like you want him
Catch me
You
outside?
want him to come with some
That's
old
like
ass
10 years
words?
ago.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I
like
know
some
what you mean,
phrases
like,
and
yeah.
shit that's from like
It
like,
ain't,
Not
it
just
ain't even really the
phrases.
phrases or the lyrics. It's more so like it's this new age sound is not that. So y'all, I don't know. I feel like that shit too serious.
Oh,
now.
you want him to dumb down his lyrical?
He gonna have to.
No,
bar
not
concept.
dumb
The
down.
fact if Jay Z really just signed these niggas to a whole new deal, that's
I
crazy.
ain't
It's
gonna
like,
lie, he
nigga,
was
what y'all
supposed to
think
come
y'all
like
gonna
Griselda
sell?
on him,
He
I ain't
just
gonna
came
lie.
with the old nigga lazy flow.
That's the only niggas that can come
That's
with the
what it
rap
was.
shit that's fly with it. Griselda, I ain't gonna lie, they
They
fly
paying
with
niggas
it. Like,
to do anything
they-
now.
I always say that, like back in the days, like rappers that were lyrical at least used to be kind of cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like they were cultured up, they was fly, they was selling drugs, they was putting that shit, big chains and riding the nicest
Like
cars and
Fabulous.
shit. Yeah, like they was lyrical and they was like
Like
kinda street
Dipset.
dudes.
But there's been almost no times in my life that a rapper who was really dope at 21 or 25 or whatever age they were when they put out Lord Willing was still dope 20 years later. That's almost impossible
rare.
task to pull off.
rare.
Jim Jones.
Jim Joe's hard.
Yeah, he's actually
Still
better.
dope. He's
No, he
still
got
dope.
better.
He's the oldest YN right now.
But he got better.
But he was trash back in the day,
he
so there
got
was a lot of
better.
room to improve.
He better now than he was.
That's what I'm
better,
saying.
got
But look,
better.
with me listening to music back then, when they came out, they was like fly lyrical rappers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jewels is fly, coming with the bars. Cameron coming with the swag.
Max
They
B.
made
Jim
being
Jones
lyrical.
came with the
They were
extra
gangster
different
and they were
swag.
lyrical, which is like very few people get to pull
Yeah.
that off. That's like you go back to Purple Haze, Cam rapping his ass off, rapping like really kind of a nerd, but then
Cam
also
be
coming
rapping.
off gangster as fuck. Like
It's the slick little
Yeah.
fly shit he be saying. Like, oh, what the fuck? He
Cam
talking
still got it
crazy.
low key. He still drop a freestyle that's hard. Like if you want, like to me, when Pusha T put out the album that had like a Keep Pushing, or what's it called? Keep Dealing. It had Uncrushable. All them songs. Like
I'm not even
he
gonna
was
act like I know
hard,
his catalog.
bro.
I'm out the loop.
Hey,
on
hey,
that one, nigga.
2015.
I was off that Gucci, nigga. I was off that nigga, this young scooter, nigga.
That too, but that too.
Around
But I'm
his
saying,
wave, nigga, that was like Ace Hood and all these type of. Well, I don't know. It could be before that, but the rebirth of him, that's the only version of like I don't just.
2015 when I was like one of the biggest dope dealers in the city,
That sound
I was jamming fucking Pusha T, bro, and that shit inspired me to want to
listen,
sell
bro.
more
Like,
dope.
but that song, didn't you expect them to come with a little bit of energy? Like music is just not that slow anymore. The
Yeah.
first Clipse song I heard in 10 years or whatever it's been, I just want them to come a little harder than that. Like that just didn't really. It just didn't land for me.
that
needed
beat
like
is
100,
ass.
100 tempo.
No,
BPM,
type
you got to
shit.
speed that BPM up. That
I mean,
BPM
that
is
song
crazy.
could be 10 years old.
Literally.
There's nothing really like indicating that it's modern to
Nah,
me.
it's,
But
it's,
this is-
it's hella dated. But this is something that we was talking about in the group chat. All right, so Lil Wayne is dropping Carter 6 next week, which is one of the biggest albums, the album franchises or whatever.
The fact that I found out about that today from you seems like
It's
a bad sign
crazy.
for their
Yeah,
rollout.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where's the marketing or anything behind that?
I
So,
didn't
with
see
that
that.
being said, because the Carter series always still do crazy numbers. What do y'all see Wayne selling first week with the Carter 6?
He got fans, but I don't.
It's probably gonna be like 100. Like,
Yeah, I was
50.
thinking. 50,
You still give him 100?
75,
I think
Fuck no.
Way less.
What do
I
you
still
want?
give Wayne 100. I still give
But
him.
Lil Wayne has
So
like the
y'all-
Eminem
y'all-
effect
I was
where
about
he's
to
such
say,
a
y'all-
legend.
come on,
He's
bro.
still gonna do a
Y'all
pretty.
niggas are
We could look
crazy.
up what his last project did. I remember I only listened to that last project because he had an X verse on it, and this was like soon after X died. And I remember like listening to the rest of the project as well. Probably wouldn't have listened to it if it didn't have someone that I was friends with on the album. But that being said, yeah, I feel like 100 is reasonable. Definitely not 200.
Fuck no.
No, nothing too.
Nah.
You don't even have, dude. Lil Baby barely did 100. You feel me?
That's
like,
Lil Wayne though. Lil Wayne still streaming
Bro,
like 50 million
Bro, we
on
talking about
What's the
Lil
Spotify.
last
Wayne,
single
old
that
heads
Lil
that's
I'm pretty sure
like
Lil
ready
Wayne
to
got
click
30
and
million
download
on
Lil
He
Wayne.
is about to drop a #1 album in 2025. Is what y'all saying?
So you saying it's gonna be number one?
I'm not
No,
saying
you
that.
are.
No, I'm not saying it's gonna
100K is gonna be
no
number one.
100K,
I'm saying
but
first week.
Which
That's-
everyone,
that's
all right,
first
but
verse.
That's
all right,
doable.
but you gotta look at it like
Number
this.
one.
Not that many people selling 100K anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So I mean,
like
yeah, he's
young
gonna have a
hot
#1 album,
I mean,
but
Lil
it's not.
Baby did 120, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
130.
Can Lil
Yeah.
Wayne do
How
that? I
many
don't
monthly
know.
listeners
Lil
on
Wayne can do
Spotify
that,
does
but
he
it's
have?
just
No, we're,
All these things come into play because when you, bro, it's people that has a song of Lil Wayne in their playlist every day. They wake up and work out and do what they do, bro.
For
you
sure.
don't think when he drops a new album, it's gonna pop up on their shit?
if they're a follower,
This is Lil Wayne, bro.
if you, monthly listeners and followers are
But
different.
I'm saying this is Lil Wayne. When,
But the
when he
fact-
drops,
47.1
it's gonna pop up on your.
million monthly
I don't even have to
listeners.
look for
Come on,
fucking
man.
Lil Wayne
I just
for him
said
to pop
50.
up on my.
Okay,
fucking
but this is
iTunes.
the thing. When Eminem drops an album, we're hearing about it months in advance, and like then he sells really, really good. If there's a Lil Wayne project coming out and we don't know about it a week in advance,
Honestly,
this makes it feel like this shit might pass like a ship
might
in the night.
flop.
35K.
bro, there's no like Cole Bennett
35.
music video that
That's
came out. Like, there's nothing that literally I seen besides like an Instagram post from his Young Money page reminding us that the album's coming out. Like,
And-
I don't know.
Eminem kind
and-
of stayed in the
Oh, yeah,
mix
that-
a little bit
that-
more
that
than Lil
marketing
Wayne,
is
though.
not
The
there.
marketing on this is
If
crazy.
he had dropped that album at the moment of it being announced that Kendrick got the Super Bowl halftime show, then I could see it being a totally different story. Right now, it feels cold,
That would've
but
been
it just 6 months ago or whatever that was, it wasn't even 6 months ago. That shit probably would have got a lot more attention.
People
on it.
probably
He's gonna have to diss Kendrick on this motherfucker.
That's
for
why
it
they
to
gonna
do
click
that.
on it to see if he has anything to say about that.
No,
Oh, and by the way-
that'll be the headline.
and
What
by
was
the
the
way,
Carter
Lil
5
Wayne-
sales first week?
Last one was Funeral in 2020, and that was 38,000.
Yeah, it's like I said,
38,000?
like I said,
Wayne?
35K.
Wait, 30?
Like
Hold
I
on,
said,
hold on.
35K.
In
he's what he's
2020,
gonna
his
do.
last
Damn.
wait,
I gotta fact check
now,
that one.
now
bro.
he's beefing with Kendrick.
Lil Wayne sold
First of all,
35,000.
let's look at Lil Wayne's track record when it comes to beefing with artists. One of the greatest rappers in history, the worst at
Metaphorically
dissing.
and all
At
that.
dissing, he gets smoked
He
in
lost to
every
the
single
Dream.
beef. He lost to the Dream, got destroyed by the Clipse. We don't even need to talk about that. He gets destroyed by everyone he even attempts to diss. It's like they don't even need to diss him. His diss will be so weak, it'll make him lose by de facto. That's how whack his diss tracks are. Beyond that,
But people are still gonna click on it. Shit, the Carter 3 sold 1 million first week.
hold on,
Alright,
we're talking
so
about
look,
the Carter.
but
That's
this is why we're talking
2007.
about the Carter
That's
franchise.
2007, Dick.
Even though
This
that's
is the
still
Carter.
kind of crazy that the Wayne's last album sold 38,000 first week, but if we do the last Carter album that he dropped, which was Carter 5, he sold 480,000 first week.
And what year was that, Remo?
20. What year was that?
16? 15?
Hold on.
All this shit is fake,
Because
bro.
Dedication
Is it
6
gonna be
came
a
out.
good album or not?
Yeah,
Is
the
it gonna be a
music
good
gonna be
album?
Okay, so this is what I'll say. The music is going to be ass, but he's going to be rapping his ass off. Lil Wayne,
2018.
Lil Wayne raps better right now than he ever has. Like bar for bar, like
can
as far as his
confidently
actual
say that?
skill level.
I ain't agreeing with
Yeah,
I
that.
agree.
agreeing with that.
I don't really.
Zada, nigga.
I don't
What the fuck?
I'm telling you,
We
he,
talking about
Carter 2 was way better than a lot of
Lil
this shit.
Wayne was like kind of listening to that new young nigga. Me listening to Lil Wayne was like me off that Lil Wayne, bro.
Right,
This
right,
is
right.
the nigga of my generation.
Right.
No, I'm not
Hold on.
agreeing with that.
bar
shit,
for
nigga.
bar,
No.
punchline for punchline,
We talking
skill
about
for
no
skill.
ceilings. We talking about dedication.
He raps better
We talking
now. Did y'all listen? Did
Well,
y'all?
now it's just a couple features
who heard,
here and there.
Who heard Dedication 6, the tape? Who listened to that tape?
That's the point.
That's the point. That's what I'm trying to explain.
No,
right now.
no. What I'm trying to explain to y'all,
We not listening to
what
that.
I'm trying to explain to y'all is that I'm not saying he
You on
makes
some
better.
old head like we
No.
want to listen to the lyrical, get the concept.
Yes, I'm listening to the lyrical.
It gotta still be sonically good and lyrically
But that's
good. And I feel like if you just going on lyrics, I can't even say that because I haven't even been.
But that's
in
literally
tune.
what I said.
Just
said,
strictly
but that's
lyrics.
literally what I said. I said he's not making better music. I said the album's gonna suck, and he's gonna be rapping great on there. He's an amazing rapper. He's only gotten better with time.
No.
Yes, rapping.
He
He's gotten worse with time. He's gotten worse with time, bro.
Once he went the rock route, I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah, that was
hearing
gay.
any of
He's
that
a prime
shit.
example.
Skateboard.
Don't take
That
a
was
break.
gay.
Yeah, don't take a break. You got to stay in the loop because his bars would have been extra clever.
His
right now.
bars.
Here's
are crazy
another
right
take I
now.
got,
It's-
too.
but
I
I'm
know
just
they're
telling
crazy,
you,
but I'm saying it ain't hitting the same.
Or a question.
it's not. That's the fact.
Yeah, all right. Young Thug dropped a few songs. He dropped the one song with Future. Then he dropped, I think he was featured on Lil Baby's
Lil
album.
Baby's album.
How do y'all
Cardi's
feel
album.
about Young Thug return? Me personally, I think Young Thug dropped the ball, and I
I ain't
think
gonna lie, that new
he
snippet he
dropped
just put out was
He
ass.
that shit is ass, bro. You ain't heard the new snippet he just did? Yeah, we got Tory in there eating McDonald's, and bro, all his flows lately been trash.
I feel like
He
he got
killed
some
it.
shit.
He killed it on the Lil
He's one
Baby
of the
album.
artists that be cooking.
I don't know, that shit kind of weak.
He's trying to get some shit off his chest.
I don't
There's a
know.
lot
I
going
don't
on.
know. He dropping them as the singles, but he's one of them artists that be in the booth cooking. I ain't gonna lie.
Sonically, I just feel like Young Thug, like, and before he even went to jail, he was fucking up everybody's songs for a minute. Like, every feature he was getting on, that nigga was,
I don't know
bro,
about
old
that.
Young Thug, like, for 2016 and shit, sonically he was there, but, like, I don't know, like, when
Money
he
on
stopped
money is
fucking with
pretty
Gunna,
hard, though. I ain't gonna lie.
It's
It
cool.
was J. Cole.
It's cool,
Pretty
but,
cool.
like, is that the first song to come back on? You just beat the fucking Rico charge?
Yeah.
Bro,
And you
he's
come
not-
back with that song?
But he's neutered. He's like a neutered dog trying to have sex with and reproduce. He's not allowed to talk. He's like mandated by the state of Georgia to not rap
I
about
feel
certain
like
things.
he wants to hear the harmonizing.
It's the old
Young
flows
Thug.
and shit. I
I
feel
feel like if you think he don't got that, you tripping.
no, but from what
He
we
do.
heard, he ain't been giving us that. And if you go, but nigga, all right,
A
you dropped
feature
two
and
songs,
then
but you dropped two songs after you just beat a Rico. This is your comeback album.
But
You gotta
you-
give us.
I feel like
Gunna comeback album was way harder,
Yes,
You ain't heard Thug's album yet.
right.
but we heard the
Also
singles.
Well,
Gunna
okay.
first single was way harder than Thug first.
No,
single.
Wayne. So Wayne's first verse back was on
Oh.
Baby's album, right? The one with him and Future.
Wayne or
No, sorry.
Gunna?
Thug's first song back is his feature with Future on Baby's album, right?
like-
That was fire. That song is great.
I
and
feel
he
like a
killed
lot
it.
of these dudes are signed, so you don't really get to see what you really think you're seeing, bro. Because, like, if they can just drop their catalog right now and just fucking drop the hardest song they think they got, bro, like, they can do it, bro. But they can't just drop, like, it's fucking Young Thug, bro. You got to drop a song and
But
then.
I've seen a lot of people comparing YoungBoy and Thug and saying, like, look at this momentum and energy that YoungBoy, he got his
Might
foot
be
on the
better.
pedal right now. He dropped a bunch of videos when he gets out. He announces
He
the
was
tour.
announced the tour.
Meanwhile, Thug seems like he got out of prison and basically like did what anyone would want to do, which is just chill, spend time with your family, and not really like being going super crazy.
Look,
but
the
as far as
NBA
his momentum, it's kind of hurting right now.
You have basketball players in the NBA, and then you have Stephen Curry in the NBA, bro. Stephen Curry got the green light. You can shoot whenever. You can do what you can pull from half court. YoungBoy can drop when he want. He dropping 3-4 videos.
YoungBoy got it right.
I'm pretty sure Thug got fucking.
He don't got
drop
the
whenever.
YoungBoy green light. I don't give a ain't
Man,
no
come
artist and signed the deal. I don't give a fuck. Ain't no artist in the record deal got the YoungBoy nigga to shoot. Nigga.
I feel like niggas be gassing YoungBoy. Cause like
I'm
when
not
you go,
saying gas him. He can drop, bro. He dropped fucking like.
It's the young boy method,
bro. Come on, bro.
You just talking about how much music he
drops like an
frequently.
indie artist, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, and the structure of his deal, per my understanding, is
and
kind of.
And they do the numbers as big artists with multiple songs.
I just think the new Thug that we've been hearing sonically for the last couple years, even before he went to jail, been trash. And like the fat face Young Thug right now this shit's garbage.
Man,
ever since that nigga got the fat face, this the fat face Young Thug, bro. They ain't been
based
they
off
ain't
the
cooking.
2 songs. I hear you, but
yeah. I gotta hear more for me to be like,
if Thug really does fall out, like that's just fall off. That is just so hard for me to imagine that. When I have to hear a garbage project in order for me to be willing to accept that, because Thug has been so divine, sent from heaven for the entirety of his career, from my perspective.
yeah, he would have to be far off the music, like the sound of the tape would have to just be
nobody's getting more leeway than Thug in my world. Like I'll listen to the project 10 times before I'm finally like, okay, it's trash.
I think he's about to have like the Gucci man. Like we love him for like all the shit he did, but we ain't heard nothing that was just like we just going off old shit.
You know what's crazy about Gucci is when he put out First Day Off the Feds, the very first single he dropped when he got out, I was like, oh my God, Guwap is back. I love that song to this day. But then afterwards, 100%. And Thug, I wouldn't be surprised if his best days musically are behind him. But prior to him getting locked up, I thought he was going to be like Prince. Like making music till he was 70, being
okay,
fired.
I got a good point. All right, so I feel like you can say that because maybe he has so many kids that he's probably like trying to find a new sound because so many kids master his sound that he was best at. So, like, why go that route? I got to make something new. You get what I'm saying? Like,
well, yeah, what's he going to do?
There's a lot of impersonations.
Because the entirety of his career has been
and Cardi and Uzi.
Bro, his whole career has been him being willing to do shit that other people wouldn't do. And just by virtue of the fact that he's a genius and he's really tapped in with the culture, people just ended up loving that shit. At a certain point, that might just not work anymore.
Yeah.
But nobody really wants to hear Thug rap like a normal rapper.
No.
Nobody really.
You want to hear him?
Yeah, you're tuning in for all this weird creativity. Yeah,
rapping cursive again.
You want to hear his voice do little ups and downs and shit, like instrument type shit. Like,
with that being said, this would be a good time to transition to the new topic. So Complex put out a list of the top 50 LA rappers. Is it currently of all
time?
Of all time.
and I got to dip in like 15, 20 minutes, so I'm gonna try to dip in on this conversation. But when I leave, it's not because I'm flustered. It's because I got to dip. But yeah, should we just go through the list?
I mean, that picture at the top should show you how flawed this fucking list is right here.
let me give you my accurate list, nigga.
Hold on.
No,
Before
you
you do
gotta
that, let's go through this and then we'll give our opinions.
Let's go through it one by one. All right, number 50,
Can we
Blueface.
go over the standards first. Just scroll up. a little
Okay,
bit.
yeah, that's a good point.
Right there.
Okay, we stuck to 3 core principles when sorting our ranking. Number 1, skill as a hip hop artist. Number 2, strength of catalog. Number 3, commercial impact and lasting influence. By skill, we mean the entire rap package: delivery, presence, pen game, and overall artistry. Since hip hop is an audio medium and we don't have access to notebooks, we didn't penalize rappers who've used ghostwriters. We've also focused strictly on rappers, so while artists like Nate Dogg and Ty Dolla $ign are iconic LA artists, they're fundamentally singers, not rappers. With that out of the way, here are the 50 best LA rappers of all time.
Real quick though, is there ever been a Roddy Ricch verse where he did sing?
Can you switch the chat over to?
I mean, he harmonized a little bit. That's like saying Greedo not a rapper.
But
It's like saying Nate Dogg.
Greedo actually got a very high ranking on this list. But
Greedo raps,
Roddy
though.
Ricch is not on this.
Greedo has songs where he just raps.
Roddy Ricch ain't on
Ricch
this.
was on this.
Roddy Ricch is on the list.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit, my
he's
bad.
on it.
27 or something.
All right, so we got Blueface at 50. How y'all feel about that?
Solid.
Let's just go.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
got to kind of see it in its entirety. So Blueface is number 50. Blue.
I don't even know who
I'm
that
with
is.
that. Yeah.
Remember, he was
Never
on
heard
the
of
double XL freshman cover at
Lola
one point.
Hemmings,
Never
classic
heard of
LA
it.
I
album.
don't know a damn
Freshman?
thing about him.
Classic album.
Yo, so many ads. This is so painful to look at. Complex. Fuck you. G Perico, number 48.
Not mad so far.
Oh, Jeezy, number 47.
Should be higher,
Our
probably.
boy is a part of history. Look at that.
He should be higher probably.
Nah, Be Real's high, so.
Oh, so that's
Yeah.
He got
one
to crawl
obligatory,
so he can walk.
one obligatory Mexican at the end of the
Yeah,
list,
yeah.
and one of the.
Okay.
I got you.
I wish we could just
They have
look at
to
like
mix
a
it. You know they're not gonna
tightly
do too
compressed
Yeah,
list.
because this is crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
King Crooked.
I never
Like,
heard of
you
him.
know-
Wait, really?
You
Y'all
talking about
know
the dude
who
from
Crooked
Slaughterhouse?
is?
Oh, back in
Yeah.
the day?
And
Like,
he
old
was,
bro.
he was with Death Row. He was with Slaughterhouse. He's a
I
crazy
heard.
career. Evidence of Dilated
not
Peoples.
They need to start doing this like in the last 10, 20 years.
All right, I'm gonna call it
Because
flag.
Yeah,
on
so
slang.
where's Everlast?
So I'm gonna call it
Do
flag.
they note it?
Like-
Do they note it?
No, they don't.
They don't.
So Everlast, although he went to high school in the Valley at Taft High School, which I didn't know. I was today years old when I found that out. He is from Long Island, New York. Get him the fuck off this list.
Wait,
And
he lived in Long Island until what age?
he moved at 11 and apparently moved to Southern California.
Nigga,
he's not a
he's from
fucking.
California.
He is not an LA rapper, bro. Everlast.
Bro, at
House
11
of Pain,
years old, he
no.
was not outside. He was in the fucking house going to school, getting his fucking box filled with sandwiches and Capri Suns, nigga.
This is I'm calling a flag on the play, and it's real crazy. This is the first time he's even been included in
Top
something.
50 is crazy.
And I love
Not even
Everlast.
LA.
Shouts to House of Pain, but fuck no, flag on the
I
play.
feel like they need to start doing this in the 2000s. Start a new, like you got your OG old school list and keep them niggas on that list.
But
the
this
70s
is
to the
a
90s.
bigger
Yeah, the
undertaking. This is like, if you want to do all the entire history of the West Coast, obviously like a much more
And be
difficult.
accurate then.
So we got Ab Soul at 43.
How is Absol ahead of like OGZ and G Perico?
Yeah, what is Ab Soul's impact? I'm gonna be real. I don't know, man.
TDE.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Can anyone name an Ab Soul song?
Yeah,
Besides Lush,
absolutely.
you're autistic. You don't
Yeah,
count.
They
The
rapping
Joey,
ass
the Joey
niggas.
Badass diss that they
So,
got going on.
you know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah, you think that's the high point of his career?
Yes.
All right.
LeBron just reposted his song.
All right, Will I Am.
I didn't even know he was from out here.
I didn't even know anybody considered him a rapper, but I guess yeah.
Well, I-
Eyed Peas.
Black
Well,
Eyed Peas. That
Well,
was
I
a
am
cool
from
run.
West,
Cool
from
run.
East LA.
You saying
Will I
Lady
Am
of
House.
Rage ain't from LA?
She's from fucking. She said straight out of Farmsville, VA. So what you gonna say in her song?
But what
she's
age do you
repping
think she moved
Virginia.
here?
She was already talking by the time she was making music. She's never been mentioned as an LA artist.
All right, so if I'm from New Hampshire and I moved to LA at 16 and just start rapping and I'm in the scene, there's no way I can never be an LA rapper.
Well, I guess then that
'Cause
corrupt.
what's the
corrupt.
cutoff? It's
You just
16.
described
You just said
corrupt.
the other fool was from 11. Yo, they put Exhibit on this. He's from Arizona.
Another
moved out here in high school.
Another, from Detroit / New Mexico. Another,
Oh, New Mexico, right?
yeah, another asterisk.
So you ain't
for
fucking with
Exhibit.
no transplants.
Not really.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Tupac.
No, if you're gonna have a transplant, that's why I said they should have had Tupac on here.
But very few people exemplify the West Coast in the random civilian's mind. Tupac is a West Coast artist, but he doesn't make it on the list because he moved out here a little too late.
No, this is just LA.
This
though.
is LA. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tupac is from the Bay.
What I don't get,
Tupac is from
no,
the Bay.
no,
He's from New York.
No,
When I
he's
just
from
listened
the
to the
Bay.
interview, my nigga Too Short was like, shit, he was out there banging and swanging like y'all. He wasn't out, you know what I'm saying?
But Tupac,
For the last
he
9 months
says
of his
it out
life.
mouth like
He was
Thanks
thugging.
to
That was
Bay.
only 9 months.
Yes, less than a year.
They make
But-
it seem like he was out here
No.
10 years going
That's
No.
how
on.
it be, right?
Yeah, he was
What?
less
He's
than a
only
year.
25.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, and here's the thing.
Damn, when you
What-
think about it,
Yeah.
how like, fuck.
Guess what? When Tupac died, you can go back and look at the report on MTV, and it said Bay Area artist Tupac Shakur was gunned down in Las Vegas.
How we feel about Coolio? I'm gonna be real. If you weren't alive to witness Fantastic Voyage in all of its glory back in the day, you don't understand. But Coolio was so hard to me as a kid, and then obviously Gangsta's Paradise was like his second big hit.
We
He
know that
deserves
nigga
a
from
slide.
Keenan and Kel, goddamn.
Who is Fat Lip?
From the Far Side.
Okay.
Great rapper. a huge Fat Lip fan, a very high ranking for him, to be honest. But I think this is their like obligatory way of putting the
Okay.
Far Side on there.
Also, who is Cam?
Cam is a fire ass rapper from Watts from back in the day.
Okay.
Used to be down with Ice Cube. Cam rapping wise, he's one of the best rappers in LA history, but is definitely not done nearly enough
Yeah.
to be ranked this high on this
Yeah,
list.
I'm one of those like young old niggas that's open minded to that type of music and shit. So like you would have to play all their songs.
Yeah.
And we will have to literally go through like for you to put certain people on the list, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? They have to be lyrically hard, bro.
So the only Cam song that you guys would probably know is "Where My East Side Riders At." Whoop whoop.
No,
Where
not
my,
him specifically.
But I'm saying, do y'all know that
like,
song even?
No.
That was like a huge song in LA, but nowhere else.
No, I have no idea.
So that was like a lyrical, cultural.
He was
big song.
Well, he was like, you know,
it
he
changed the game. It was a game changer.
He was like a gangster rapper at the time, but he was dissing Ice Cube. He used to fuck with Cube, so that's kind of why it became
so
a thing.
he was a part of the beef.
Yeah.
So at 37, they got Mac 10. How y'all feel about
West
that?
Side Connection. I
feel
mean,
like he made noise, but
kind of hard to judge in comparison to all this other stuff. I mean, he definitely was a big deal at his time.
Of course.
Who's Tash?
From the Alcoholics.
Oh, okay.
And I'll say this about Tash. Tash.
I never listened to him.
Tash is an amazing rapper. Definitely deserves to be on the list. However, is really from Ohio and moved to LA.
Damn,
I want to say later in life.
They showing me
rejects.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I know too
Who is
much.
this? You know that?
Merce from Living Legends. Hell yeah.
I used to listen to Murs a little tiny bit when I was in high
The
school.
highest ranked West LA / Mid City rep on here, so I'm not mad at him existing on the list.
WC.
Fuck yeah, Dub
Also
C.
of West Coast Connection, West Side
They
Connection.
had him on Def
Def
Jam
Jam Vendetta. Hey, that's where I know that nigga from.
That is crazy that Lefty Gunplayer's not on this.
It is crazy. I don't know what they were thinking.
Rascas. Okay.
So this got to be based mainly on the Soul on Ice album, which is an incredible album. Holding it down for Carson. He's great, and but it's pretty high ranking for Raz. But lyrically, he's a beast. Same thing with AC Alone.
I love that Lust Knows music.
Yeah, who's AC Alone?
So AC Alone is from Freestyle Fellowship, basically the whole
Oh.
project.
Yeah,
One thing-
Man, like
so-
every artist so far.
Yeah,
So this is a Rifleman affiliate.
Yeah, so basically, this is their obligatory. The same way they have Fat Lip on the list, that's for the Far Side. AC Alone checks all the boxes for the whole Project Blowed movement. That's
Okay.
why they put him
I'm
on.
gonna be real.
You see how you guys are the same like age, but you have to explain
But
it.
he's West Coast.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
East
yeah.
Coast.
But
so,
still, like when you made a rap impact and it was like,
Yeah, right.
It's based
You
off
would
of
know.
hip hop, lyrics and impact, and you get what I'm saying. The whole like he shouldn't have to break this. Like
I feel like this. If it was a New York top 50, there would be more rappers that we would all know. I feel like a lot
if
of
it
these
was a
niggas,
New
I don't
York
even
top
know.
50, then I would have a
I
lot
would
more
know.
of an authoritative.
But that
opinion,
and you on the West Coast
We
saying
from,
that.
we from
I
LA.
would
We
know.
supposed to know these niggas. Well, I don't know.
I mean,
All right, so it ain't just me not knowing these niggas.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no. It's not just you.
That's why the list I was.
I'm like,
how old are you,
But
Nemo?
hip hop is
33.
old. Hip hop's been around for like 50 years,
That's
so
why
it's
I
not
said
really that surprising. You know, if we were to talk about basketball players from 50 years ago, most of us are not going to know who the fuck.
That's why I need
most
the
of them
last
are.
2000 into the year 2000.
Yeah, that would be
The
nice.
maybe-
but,
or
The
maybe-
70s to the
but
90s.
we got to respect the confines of this list. Well, I ain't thought about Yo-Yo since high school. I'm not gonna lie.
How the fuck is Yo-Yo 31? Respect to Yo-Yo.
What did Yo-Yo do?
she had the
they trying to. It's a DEI placement,
What did Yo-Yo
right?
do?
Literally.
They trying to fit some girls in here.
But-
Because there's very few girls. There's only a couple girls.
Lady of Rage and her the only
And
two so
Lady
far,
of Rage,
right?
not
And then
from here.
Doja Cat,
Yeah, Doja Cat's the highest
Rancho,
ranked.
right?
She's the highest ranked, and Yo-Yo is from Compton, but after like Bonnie and Clyde theme and all that, she was pretty much not that relevant. She was cracking for a couple years in the early 90s.
Greedo number 30. I'm gonna be real. Like,
Right?
this doesn't. Okay, unpopular opinion probably for this room. This seems like a weirdly high placement from my perspective.
It's
Hell
kind of
no.
low.
I love Greedo. I love his music. I just don't feel like impact wise in the music world. Like,
Substance, rude, floating, fucking.
I'm a big fan. I just feel like I'm surprised that they found a way to give him 30.
All the traffic vibe music where you just like not too banged out, but you just with you know what I'm saying, like
Run for Your Life.
run for your life.
A lot of good
like-
songs. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but don't you think most of those are kind of more like street level hits? Like, he never had like a huge radio song,
Substance
right?
Went what, double platinum or some shit? Like it went platinum once at least.
Wake Me Up in Traffic.
Wake Me Up.
was probably like
No, I like all these
most-
songs.
To be fair, I do think like
I feel like
him
this-
being ranked above like Dub C and things like that.
So
is a
J
big
Rock
question.
being ranked above Greedo is not.
I don't
like-
agree with that.
That's crazy.
I don't agree with that.
Come on.
But that's
But you said.
they are close.
But no, when you look at his 30 position, look at everybody that wasn't that he's above.
They just flipped this number.
J Rock's more.
And then look at the people that's above
But
him.
neck and neck with Yo-Yo.
Right, yeah, that's crazy. J Rock is objectively more commercially successful than
Greedo.
than Greedo. Absolutely, win.
We talking about it's overall.
Oh, that's it, son?
Let's
Yeah.
keep this.
But think about how much support J Rock has had throughout his career by being associated with some of the biggest rappers.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other hand, Greedo has really been like on his own island. Like obviously Stink Team, Draco, all that shit. But he gets locked up for 5 years in the middle of his fucking
That fucked it up.
hottest streak of his career. Yeah.
I mean, like J Rock. Also, you got to give him credit. They're talking about impact. If it wasn't for J Rock, there is no TV.
There is no. He cranked off the whole TV.
Right, you're right. You're right.
Roddy Ricch at number 28. How y'all feel?
Yeah, there is no Kendrick without J Rock.
To me, Roddy Ricch had one song.
Because that's his little homie.
They was all like.
He put him on.
So
He literally put him on.
and shit, like,
Yeah.
So with Roddy Ricch, I mean,
The Grammy just
yeah, like
gave
Roddy
him
Ricch
space.
being above Greedo don't really seem like it makes sense. Maybe Greedo's rating was fair.
I don't think Roddy Ricch should be on the list.
That's why I
I've
said
never
you
heard
gotta
him
look
rap.
at the people above and then the people that's like
Yeah.
you know
Wait,
behind.
what you saying?
I don't see why. What's different between Roddy Ricch and Ty Dolla $ign and T-Fly and the singing ass fools and Nate Dogg? I've never heard Roddy Ricch not sing. Greedo has rapped
He
on songs.
harmonizes.
Yeah, but he's still like he crooning. Like he's, you feel me? He's.
And I got the business on me.
Roddy Ricch hard.
I'm not saying he's not hard, but I also
Roddy
will
Ricch make
say,
music for the streets. They make songs for the bitches.
I mean, I like that. My favorite.
Well, a counter argument. Greedo makes songs for the bitches too.
But Greedo still get on there and try to rap. You know what I'm saying?
he rap
But
for
his
real.
hits
He actually
back
rap.
But like his songs. Like his
Roddy
songs.
Ricch don't even
Never
sonically
banged
sound like
like
he from
that.
LA.
It's never been
At
this
all.
kind of rap
At all.
song.
But like so how about this? Name a Roddy Ricch song where he raps. Because I could name fucking Cry Me by 03 Greedo. I could name Out the Slums by 03 Greedo. I could name various records where he's rapping and not singing.
I mean, nigga, we
At
call
all. No
Quavo
harmonizing.
a rapper, and that nigga, because I'm
Quavo raps.
I'm in well, but he's freestyling
Chinatown,
or singing.
Chinatown.
He was rapping.
He rapping
Quavo
too,
rap.
but like
I
these
mean-
niggas do a mix of both, and like,
If you guys are gonna hit the Playboy Cardis and all these dudes as rappers too,
then come on.
Yeah.
What
But
we
I
doing?
can name, but
That's
that's
a good point.
if Doja Cat is in this list, then he should be.
Then he's on the list,
like,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's just like to me. It's really arbitrary that he's not, and then Ty Dolla is because they literally do the exact same thing.
nah, I feel like his is a little more rapping with a little more bars and shit. Like Ty Dolla said, hey, oh. It's a little different. Like he hit different little notes and shit.
Yeah, I give Ty more R&B. All right, so 27, Daz Dillinger.
Hell yeah!
Shout out,
Rocking with it.
guys.
Hell
Y'all
yeah.
rocking with it. All right, 26, we got Doja Cat.
Switch Doja Cat and Jazz. No, you
So
honestly.
for the record, you're scrolling way too fast, by the way. Doja Cat from Rancho Cucamonga, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a stretch. You know, like modern LA rappers, like someone from Long Beach will say they're not from LA. Nobody from Rancho saying they're from LA.
Nah.
Like that to me is
Snoop from
that's too
Long
far.
Beach?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying
Well, if we don't include Long Beach,
this
in
list
top
would look
10,
insane if it didn't include Long
Yeah.
Beach artists as well. I'm just saying that
Sound like
Rancho, bro.
Right.
What are we talking about? Like we were just laughing about the dudes in New York thinking King Pill's from LA.
I
like
thought
it's the
that nigga
same
from LA.
shit. No, he's from Pomona.
right? I just figured that out.
Which is close to Rancho
You know what I'm
Cucamonga.
saying?
Yeah, San Bernardino.
But, okay, speaking of not from LA, I mean, I don't know where we quantify this guy,
He's
but
not from LA.
No,
I mean, he grew up in
he grew up
Burbank.
with Three Rail and them, but you know what I'm saying.
Wasn't that like Travis McCoy little?
He's his
cousin or some
nephew.
shit? Oh,
That's-
yeah.
Travis McCoy used to pick him up from school.
Yeah, but
I
that
mean,
was fake.
he didn't, it's
The
not
nephew
really,
thing.
It's not really.
Oh,
That was
word.
all- that was all marketing.
So they was just
Oh.
friends though.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
he like brought him in
significantly
the
younger
game.
friend.
No, they told me that was fake. The label cooked that up to get people to actually pay attention to Travis,
Word.
or maybe the
Oh,
other
pay
way
attention
around.
to
Or
Tiger.
Pay attention to Tiger. Yeah.
Draco
Here
at
we
20.
are. The
Way
truth.
too low.
No, this
Too low.
this
Way
is
too
this
low.
is absolutely disgusting.
This is disrespectful.
This is
This
absolutely.
makes me feel like
They
whoever
gave
put
him
this
the
together.
Kobe number, but if they was gonna give him the Kobe number, they should have gave him 8.
Yeah, I mean, Draco.
And
Not
that's
being
just like me being nice and trying to be like,
Number
you
one.
know, like
top 5.
like just nice, so you can get all the other old heads out the way. Like, yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is look at the two people that are ranked higher than them, and I got all the respect for Vince Staples and Earl Sweatshirt, but come the fuck
How do you-
on.
First,
Say-
read the description of this,
Yeah.
and then read the description of somebody that's in front of Draco.
Right above that.
a modern day cult legend, arguably the most influential figure in LA's contemporary.
I think that's part of the problem is that this list almost like specifically doesn't include impact or influence.
I thought it said it.
But
to
it
the
did.
same extent.
Yeah.
No, it's like that wasn't listed as the.
It's the whole package, though.
Yeah,
Draco
yeah.
had the whole package.
But I feel like Draco, insanely influential, didn't necessarily have like the huge records, and that's what they're using against it. I feel like that would be their logic of why he's at this place on the list.
And that's always what people use against Draco, and it's understandable. However, what I have a problem with that. It says modern day cult legend, arguably the most influential figure in LA's contemporary rap scene. No, he's arguably the most influential figure in LA. End the sentence there. It's way deeper than the rap scene. He changed the way
wanted to be like him.
Forget
He got
rapping.
a fucking Drake song.
The way people dress, the slang people use. There's never been, since Snoop Dogg, there hasn't been somebody that's been as influential on the city.
If you look at his last 3-4 tapes and look at the number of features and the people of the feature caliber that was on his tapes, it was just like, bro, niggas can't even get those features. And he just dropping them, just like,
and he
no
didn't
push,
even,
no nothing, just dropping them. Doing
He was
numbers.
LA's modern superstar.
And he didn't even, in fact, he was against doing features with people he didn't know for a long ass time. It wasn't until he got out that he started even really doing hella features. He had done shit with like I Am Sue. He had done shit with like Bad Gang Lonnie. Had a few LA artists before he got locked
Draco
up.
didn't
That's
care
it.
if Virgil was trying to send him some clothes. He didn't care about nothing. Like, he just, oh, that's cool.
If I'm Vince Staples, I'm taking to my Instagram story right now and saying y'all are on dope if you're putting me higher on this list than Draco. Like, he should not want to be in this position. That is embarrassing. This in this list, Draco being ranked that low, to me, is a crime against humanity. It's a war crime.
And
it was a rage bait.
Yeah, no, this is rage bait.
It was rage bait.
For sure.
They wanted the people to act.
Because how can you say he's on this list because, like, they like his storytelling? But Draco was one of the most influential figures in LA's rap scene.
Yeah, I feel like Vince Staples is more.
Like he has good storytelling.
He's done a bunch of dope shit in his career, but a lot of it is not music related. Let's be real. When Vince Staples drops an album right now, the world doesn't exactly stop and pay attention.
And do you think they trying to do a little cute, playful shit on this list? Like, oh, we gonna put 2 ops. We're gonna put someone from Bounty Hunters and then someone from Grape Street right after
For
type
sure,
shit. Like,
probably
come on,
nobody.
bro,
probably nobody making this list. Even knows
I didn't even
about
know
any
who
of
was
that
out.
What?
I didn't even peep it.
Yeah, they was so
you
out.
peep
So,
that? Yeah, that's weird.
That's you being too hyped to let us all know you know about gangs.
What?
I fuck with Earl.
I fuck with Earl too, but
Way
that's
too
like
high
way
up
too
there.
high.
Me too, but to act like Earl's impact is even close to Draco is a joke.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Let's talk about.
I ain't even from LA, but I know Draco got way more impact than them.
Yeah.
Yo, there's
Earl's not even trying.
Future.
the best
Future.
the best Earl verse.
They made it cool for weirdos
He was
to be
cool
weirdos.
before he moved to Africa.
No, yeah, I love Odd Future and what they did for the game and everything, but to compare Earl to fucking Draco.
What was the name of Earl Sweatshirt album?
Put Tyler above
Doris.
Draco. Yeah, totally. I
Doris.
got that.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
sure.
saying them 2 spots. Draco should be more down, but
Yeah.
Earl at 22.
I'm not mad at that.
You know the name of his album?
Not his
Doris.
new album, but I got some Earl songs in my. I know for sure.
He got a fire song with Draco.
Yeah.
A fire song.
Earl's hard, but he shouldn't be ahead of Draco.
That's actually the best.
But then that's when you get to the fact that you have to rearrange the whole list in order to get people's like spots.
Even that MC Ren, I mean, like, you know, he's kind of like the least notable member of NWA. Now, granted, he was in NWA, but to put him above Draco, also to me, kind of strange.
It just this clearly has like super old head influence on it now.
That's what I was trying to tell y'all.
Super,
And that's tough. Once you start trying to incorporate the modern era and dudes from 40 years ago, 50 years ago, I'm not taking away from how difficult that challenge is.
Yeah, but they had West Coast people putting this list together, though. It ain't just East Coast. Dejan helped put this list together.
Why-
But if you look
we
at the
think
names that put the list together, like Dejan was putting some of the old heads.
But do we
and
get to
people
really?
Inglewood.
Is there a
That's
list
what I'm
of who
saying.
took part in it?
No, but he's claiming it on his
there is.
Instagram.
At the
I didn't
top.
see the
No,
list.
there is a list.
Oh,
There's
his
a list
name's
at
on the
top,
list?
and after every article, it says who wrote it, like for every individual person.
All right.
And
well,
if
we
you
could
look,
check
like,
that out maybe
Like
after.
Dijon wrote the Mac 10 one, for example. You
Word.
feel me? Like he's writing.
Shout out
about
my boy
Inglewood.
Steven.
Yes, I don't think
Lewis.
Shout out my boy
he
Steven.
know the truth.
Yeah, he know the truth.
that's right.
all right, keep scrolling down. Who's number? What number we at? All right, 20. Warren G.
Come on, bro. As a rapper, and I love Warren, but as a rapper, number 20. Come on, bro. Like as a producer, Warren G's an all-time great in Los Angeles. Top 10 producers, architect of the G-Funk sound. Objectively, like really just a fun rapper that makes exciting. This fool said, "What's next? What's next? One NXET." You can't if you can't spell the word next, you're not top 20 in LA history, brother.
You want to hear who was responsible for this list? I've heard of basically one person on this list: Dimas San Fiorenzo, Mr. Wavy, Stephen Lewis, Peter A. Barry, Keenan Draghorn, Will Shube, Demetia Inman, Jillian Hardiman Webb, Dejan Paul, Will Lavin, Eric Skelton, Jordan Rose, Matt Welty, Donnie Quack. If you're anything like me, that just sounds like a random list of names. I don't know anybody.
I don't know any of them.
No, that's literally like that's like the Pine Bluffs convalescent home.
Do you know anybody else on that list?
I know 2 names on that list.
So that's not a good sign.
Yeah. But Dom Kennedy in 19, we know who's responsible
If
for this.
Jeff Weiss was a part of this list, then Draco would have got ranked fairly.
No cap.
This show, he would have been bumped up a few spots at the very least.
How
He
is
been
Dom,
above this for sure.
how is Dom Kennedy above MC Ren, much less like
I hate this because there's a poker dude that I was in a huge argument the other day about who's more relevant or who's more influential LA rapper, Dom Kennedy or Draco, and I told him
Draco off the drip?
I told him, I'm like, nobody would take you seriously trying to make the argument that Dom Kennedy
That
is
was
more
like a
important than
real
Draco, and now here we are. I
is-
hate that this somehow proved him right.
This is, but this is crazy. This is work of Dijon for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
Oh,
That's
yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
No, that,
For
oh,
sure.
yeah.
That's what I
Look,
said.
it says it at the end.
This
Dijon
is
Paul.
Dijon.
Fuck you, Dijon. You're
This
fucked
is
up.
him reminiscing on the time that's not now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
This is the highlight of Dejan's life. Was
Yeah.
writing this,
Not just because Dijon busted down his first bussy while fucking slapping to the West Side with
Crazy
love.
work, love.
bro,
Come
I
on, bro.
slapped
Sheesh.
parts and portions of this dude's career, and it was nothing like
West Side
Drake.
with Love.
Drake-
He had like
Pretty
3
cool.
songs.
Dom's a legend.
Part one and
Dom
two.
deserves all the respect in the world, but I would not.
And then when he merged
Yeah,
back
no.
with Nipsey, it kind of brought him back. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And then, but Draco, he was just pushing. Like,
I
he
feel
had
like
his own push.
Dom Kennedy made a lot of Nipsey Hussle songs way more boring than they were supposed to be. Let's just being honest.
It just seemed like
He got the Ben Thuggin song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Don Kennedy was sliding.
Sugar
though.
Free.
I like that
fuck with
first.
Sugar
I like,
Free.
like you said, from the West Side with Love, part 1 and 2 were great tapes. Sugar Free at 18, I have no problem with
Yeah, this
whatsoever.
is a cool.
This is
placement.
cool.
Yeah, I have
Shout
no
out
problem.
Sugar
His
Free.
impact still floats around to this day.
Shout out Complex for getting us to look at this Paramount Plus ad for the entirety
Yeah,
of the
fuck
stream.
that.
Yeah, okay,
But I guess if we're gonna count, King Pill could count if Sugar Free count.
Yo, this is funny. Schoolboy Q that far above Draco is also hella funny.
I mean, bro.
I'm sorry.
I
bro.
fuck with
He get
Schoolboy
the
Q.
he get the TDE push.
Exactly.
Schoolboy
yeah,
Q
yeah.
lit. I fuck with
I
him.
fuck with
Yeah,
him.
if you're on
I ain't mad at
TDE,
him.
commercially.
you get 8 points higher, 8 places higher on this list than you would normally be. I think.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Schoolboy Q's placement here, but I'm definitely mad at who's below him on multiple. I think he is like a top 20.
I think
LA
He's
rapper.
one of the more mainstream rappers though that was
Yeah,
on the
yeah, he
list.
For
crossed
sure.
over.
He
For
crossed
sure.
over and actually was like
He was headlining Rolling Loud and shit. Like
We're
that.
about to get all
even
the
the ASAP Rocky features.
Yeah, but he
and shit.
headlined
Yeah, I
Rolling
was about
Loud
to say
before
that.
it was Rolling Loud.
He was a
Yeah.
part of the
Yeah.
New York,
The
West
New York
Coast
ASAP.
link.
He was
Yeah,
more
yeah.
mainstream. Like down south, we was known who he was and shit. A lot of these dudes didn't make it.
King T is a legend from Compton. Most of y'all probably don't know who it is. This
For
where
sure,
Big-
that's true.
No
he's
idea.
where Biggie Smalls learned how to rap, got his whole style from. He rap exactly like this guy called King T, who started the Liquid Crew back in the day, which had the Alcoholics, a bunch of other people y'all haven't heard of, like Madlib.
I gotta do my homework because
But
I don't
King-
know
So
about
he
King
helped
C.
shift the culture.
He definitely helped shift the culture and was a huge deal in the early
Is that a
90s.
fair spot for him?
Yeah, I'm not mad at him being that high up, but I can also see, considering that nobody besides me even knows who he is in this room,
That's what I'm
he
saying.
should be ranked a little lower.
You know this because you're like a rap.
Yeah,
You're like
no,
rap
for sure.
chat GPT.
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah.
He's dug in the crates.
YG at 15. I mean, look, it's not like a terrible spot for him to be objectively.
He's
all
been a
in.
very important rapper for sure.
But who he's higher than? Very.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I think him and Schoolboy Q are debatable.
Oh, Dejan is the one to put this together as well.
That My Crazy Life album was hard though. I feel like that was the shit that really kicked this shit off.
And he had a big era.
And his tapes from before that were definitely like
Which
he
tape was that?
the with like I'm good. I put it on the hood.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh,
So
it's
West
so-
Side,
y-
Four
y-
Fingers.
yeah,
When
yeah.
I did the Exhibit interview, I very much got the feeling that Exhibit doesn't really think of himself as an LA artist.
He's not.
Yeah. To me, this is a strange placement.
You got him and not Tupac. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, we love X, but X literally didn't move to LA till after high school. Like he was a grown man when he moved out here.
Yeah.
Was kicking it in Venice, you know. And I fuck with X heavy. He's definitely like skill wise and catalog wise deserves a slot. He's huge as far as like who we fuck with from the West Coast, but he's technically not a West Coast rapper.
Yeah.
Same with this guy, but
Wait, really?
That nigga
Where's
from
Corrupt
Philly?
Corrupt's from Philly.
Yeah,
But
he
so
from
what
Philly.
age?
He moved like 16.
Really?
And started getting extorted.
But I think
Shit,
that,
it's like if you're in the dog pound.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they said that nigga Big U was extorting the hell out that nigga.
So we can count.
No, those stories are crazy. Yeah.
Man, they said Big U had corrupt.
Allegedly, bro. Allegedly.
I mean, allegedly, whatever the fuck. I just watched the
Big U should be
documentary.
on
I'm
this
like,
list.
damn.
But like he was 16, 17, moved to Hawthorne, lived in like the 118 gangsters hood, and then wound up being from like affiliated with the 6-0s.
But you
right?
claiming him, though?
Because of that. Because gangs.
Man,
Because gangs.
that's lame though. So
No,
a
it's
nigga gotta
not.
be in a gang just
Yeah.
to be from out here. That's
You
corny
wanna,
though.
hey, you want to join a gang? Got to slide first.
Yeah, you giving everybody.
That's kind of how it is.
Nah, you can still be from out here, but you ain't gotta be in a gang though.
Yeah.
Where you mean from out here? Where your grandma stay
Where
at?
your granny stay.
This nigga granny ain't
Where
stay
your-
out here in
your
no hood.
tattoos, nigga, let me see your gang.
The nigga granny ain't stay in no hood.
Hey, what do you say? Like, Blue Chucks gang bang the fuck up, cuh. Ever since that, he from here. We count Corrupt. I don't care if he's from Philly and group saying Bull and John. He's really from LA now. We count him.
I mean, he was from the Bay, but he's like an LA cameraman. He been out here so long, you know what I'm saying?
People like me, he LA to the Bay.
But I'm from the Bay.
Yeah, you from the
And
Bay.
I'm gonna always stand on
All right,
it.
we
But
almost
people are gonna
done. So
think
we
I'm-
got
you know what I'm saying?
12 MC8. How y'all feeling?
Yes.
MC8,
Green light.
definitely legend. Very hard for me to gauge his influence, given that it was like when I was a small child in comparison to a lot of these other people on here. I'm gonna be real. I got all the respect for MC8, but it's hard for me to place him in comparison to a lot of other people because I just didn't really like live through that era and definitely wasn't on this coast.
All for the Money was like, when I was in 7th grade, that's how like Flu Flamin' felt when I first heard it type shit. Like it was a huge deal. It definitely had the city on fire. Long-lasting impacts, enough of an impact that he got put on Good Kid, Mad City. Even though he's a Keyway, and that's a predominantly blood album.
Keyway.
So hey, shouts to MC80.
They got the game fucked up.
We're getting into the top 10, which is really kind of like the people that are, you know, this is the upper echelon right here. But
They
the
got the
game
game fucked up.
the game right outside the top 10. He's number 11.
Higher.
Yeah, game not
Game
being
top
10 is
five.
weird.
For sure. Not
Game top five.
He like top 10.
All right.
Definitely top.
Before we even look at our top 5, who your top 5 then?
I'm about to show you my
Before
top
you
10.
even look at what they
Nah,
gonna
let's keep
influence
going.
you
Fuck
with.
that. All right, keep going. We got number 10, Nipsey.
Not mad.
Nipsey's impact, I think, you know, like the criticism is always like that he didn't have huge records or whatever. It feels like a lot of his records went on to become huge later on. But
he did
I feel
have
like the
platinum
game is
hits.
more influential than Nipsey. I feel like Nipsey dying.
Oh,
made
yeah,
him
yeah.
Influential. So I feel
during
like the
their
game should be higher.
lives, Game 100% way bigger artists than Nipsey. I'll agree with that.
Well, Game also took Nipsey on his first tour. You know what I'm saying? I think
They roll.
But
They
it's
make
kind of
song
like
they
your
roll.
impact is also measured by what happens after you die, you know?
That's my bias.
But this fool Nip did have hit records while he was still alive. I mean, Racks in the Middle was a platinum record.
Rap niggas.
Hustle in the House. Like he had a gang of like records that went on a national scale. People try to downplay like Nip's musical output. I think it's actually greater than what people want to say it is.
Right. I mean,
More
from
than the game.
No,
Not
but I'm
more
just
than the
saying.
game.
I'm not saying that, but I do feel like he gets downplayed a lot musically because of all the other shit.
I hear a lot of
fuck with
people.
Nip, but game was he was
I hear a lot of people talking about how important
Right.
Nipsey was and how big he was. I just don't really remember people really listening to him like that while he was alive. But you know, maybe I just wasn't hanging out with the right people. I was on Melrose. On Melrose, we weren't really listening to Nip. I'm gonna be real.
And then they cracked Lauren London. He was legendary for that. Just
Yeah, that alone.
Man,
that
Diddy should be
alone.
on this list too. Then.
Hey, I first met Nip.
Oh,
Wow.
what the fuck?
Wow. That was
He
amazing.
went there.
This the first time I met Nip, 2007. He was selling copies outside the Culver City car wash of Bullets Ain't Got No Names. Like he really out the mud with it. So
And I just want to throw this out there. I think it's kind of fucked up that they got Eazy-E above Lefty Gunplay.
yeah, scandalous, right? How dare they?
That's not right.
dare
Anyway,
they?
okay. Eazy-E number 9, one of my all-time favorite rappers.
Fuck yeah.
One of the only rappers whose death caused me to cry when I was in elementary school, and also the realization that he died of AIDS was kind of troubling for me at the time because that made me think he was gay for a little while there. But Eazy-E,
No, he just got so much pussy.
yeah. So much pussy you get gay diseases. Okay.
Whoa.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
They hate to see it. I guess.
Does
so much
anybody else
pussy-
get the feeling that this all might have been put together so that they could sell more merch through the Complex online store? Because there's so many
All the
fucking ads for it. They're trying to get you to buy like vinyl from all these rappers and shit. Anyway, Be Real, number 8. Obviously Cypress Hill, huge impact on LA in general. I guess like the argument would be, I guess like that, like how long was Cypress Hill's reign?
Okay, let's talk about it. So their first album came out in 1991, and he was still on the charts in 2002. So that's over a 10-year
He
run.
definitely had an era. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Culturally, Cypress Hill extremely important.
Changed the game.
and what I'll say, since he's clearly not going to be on the list,
Zane and them
on this
in.
list, it's crazy to me that Sick Jack, and if you're going to put like an obligatory Mexican on the list, like
Lefty Gunplay.
Shit, Sick Jack need to crack that top 50. He's like the skill wise the best Mexican rapper ever to me.
Never heard.
Ice-T. Hard to take it away from Ice-T.
Lefty
Yeah.
Gunplay gotta be before Ice-T.
Yeah, Lefty got to be before
Ice-T is from New Jersey. Ice-T is from New
Wait,
Jersey.
till what age?
Shit, he moved in like high school. Like
I feel like the age that you have to be from LA used to be like, to be considered LA rapper used to be way higher because it was way harder to figure out. Whereas now we know everything that has happened to you in your entire life. But I mean, obviously Ice-T, legend, huge impact, has stayed relevant. Not
I
as
know
a
him from
musician,
movies.
but
I will say that
I know him from
Yeah,
Cop
more
Killer.
so.
Me personally, I only know
Cop
him from
killer.
being like, you know, cop in movies and
Colors.
TV shows.
that's Detective Finn from SVU.
See what I'm saying?
You feel me? And
That-
he's
like,
fire.
You ask a little kid, they were like, that Law and Order. Yeah, I know him.
And I'll say this: this list had so much fuckery, but they made up for it with this right here.
You
Thank
think this was a
God.
crucial placement?
Yes, thank
Okay.
God Quick is high on the list because to me, he's like one of my all-time favorite rappers, and
And he's responsible for a lot of other
everybody.
rappers. You know what I'm saying?
But you
So
listen
it's
to Sugar Free, you listen to even someone newer people like G Perico. How much did G Perico sound like Quick? Come on, bro.
the look and everything.
The look and everything.
Damn, Tyler being this high up, I mean,
Yeah.
you can't, yeah. Okay, you could say Odd Future made a gigantic impact on LA in general, and then what he has gone on to do in the last 15 years that he's been a big artist. I mean,
Vlog now.
he's huge. Like, he's made a gigantic impact, even though a lot of it isn't necessarily what you would consider hip hop. Still raps his ass off when he feels like it. I mean, it might be a little bit of a controversial placement, but I still think, yes, it's pretty accurate.
I don't really see how it's controversial. He's done more than damn near anybody. He's
Anybody,
influenced more than damn near anybody.
He
All
changed the culture, which is very important from my
He
perspective.
doesn't need this spot. He needs a producer spot.
Yeah, and I get
don't
look,
wanna
I
give
get
him
why
this
he's
spot.
up there. I get why.
I get it too, but he needs a producer slot.
But he's selling $300K his first week and shit, right?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
But I still just think that spot, he takes that spot from somebody who like.
You talking about Dre, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you talking about Dre.
Oh,
Number
Dre.
4,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Number 4.
talking
No,
about
not
Dre.
Tyler. I
Yeah,
rock
yeah.
with Tyler.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
No, I think obviously we get why Dre's so high on the list, and like if you really look at statistics, it's not even fucking close.
When it comes to hits, it's almost like hard to even think of anybody who could be above Dre on
Above him,
this list.
right?
Like even Kendrick being number 1, spoiler, to me is kind of like a recency bias thing. I mean, on the other hand, yes, one of the biggest artists ever to come out of here, but putting him on the same level as Snoop and Dre, above Snoop and Dre,
we know Brick Baby's gonna be number 1, right? For sure.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
That's a glazed take.
I'm pretty sure Brick's number 1.
Yeah, okay. And then we got
Cube.
Ice Cube number 3. Ice Cube above Dre though?
That's
Yes.
valid.
What?
He wrote all the hits.
Hell yeah,
That's
Ice
so
Cube
valid.
above Dre. Even though Dre like has
He was
better.
the pen.
But-
yeah.
Dre was the beats and Ice Cube.
But I think you get no credit for your writing.
But when you have like 3 or 4 classic solo albums, like Death Certificate, America's Most Wanted, like
Yeah.
he has his catalog is insane. Like, you know what I mean?
I think my first CD I ever bought was Ice Cube, but maybe this is my recency bias that I just feel like, I don't know, Dre and Snoop to me are just so much bigger than Cube.
yeah, but then I mean like, but Cube was also
No, Cube took his own lane.
Cube was considered the best rapper in the world for a
He
few
took
years.
the movie
Like,
route.
in the early
He
90s.
start doing other things.
And then Snoop in number 2, and
How-
then Kendrick at number 1. I mean, this to me is controversial. Should Kendrick be above Snoop?
No,
Mm.
no.
Nah, I think so.
Why?
Lyrically.
We're talking
Okay.
about lyrically, music wise.
Lyrically, but
Lyrically, sure.
Lyrically,
Kendrick made
yeah.
better music than Snoop. Snoop more famous.
Not better music, but
Snoop,
Snoop
more,
ain't had
more
hey,
lyrical music.
Hey, guess what? Kendrick does.
music, though.
Kendrick does
no,
not have.
Snoop music in his time.
It's timeless, but I don't
Doggy
know.
Style is better than any Kendrick album to this day
Nah, it's
by a
better than Good
significant
Kid, Mad
margin.
City.
Yes, it is. It's a better debut album. It's a better solo album.
I don't know if it's better.
And the fact that
But Good Kid, Mad City.
Like you
Guess
a
what?
low rider with the
Hey,
gun,
trip out
you
on
know
this.
what I'm saying?
We're having this conversation, and Snoop dropped almost 20 years before Kendrick,
Snoop dropped in what, 92?
like 93, and Good Kid, Mad City was 2012.
So we 33 years into his run, and he's still one of the most famous celebrities in America. Is still huge. Still, I mean, I guess musically, really, people ain't checking for him like
But
that.
that's the whole point. I feel like musically, Snoop Dogg is not there lately, but like just as of just an icon and shit. That's why like.
But as much
number
as,
two is
as much as Snoop having a 33-year career sounds insane, I mean, Kendrick's got a 15-year career, and he's still like at the absolute top of his game that you could possibly be at. Whereas if you think about Snoop Dogg in 2005, which was 13 years into his career, I mean, Snoop Dogg had basically become an old head rapper
He was
already.
still doing Sexual Seduction. He was still on the charts, making number one records
Did
15
he ever
years into his
headline a
career.
tour like how Kendrick is doing right now?
Fuck yeah, he headlined a tour. He had the fucking
not 15 years later though.
Was he the Up in Smoke headliner?
Stadium level
yeah,
tour.
it was him and Drake. But here's the thing: hip hop has also grown significantly as a result of the work that he put in. Let's not get it twisted. Snoop Dogg is the most famous rapper of all time, the most recognizable. Your abuelita knows who Snoop Dogg is, and you're like,
Okay, but
and you're-
Kendrick is the
Yes,
shortest
yes.
rapper of all time.
Oh no, she probably
Besides
does.
Bushwick Bill.
For sure.
No, she
Bro,
does. She does.
That's what I'm saying. Your grandmother and your nieces know who Snoop Dogg is, and everybody in between.
What we still be saying is if Kendrick didn't like wasn't beefing with Drake right
Oh
now.
hell no,
wouldn't even be
Kendrick,
top
Kendrick would be
10.
number 4.
Yeah, it'd be like number 7.
Nah, he'd still be pretty high up, but he definitely wouldn't be number 1 if we hadn't seen him show and prove over the last year.
It's
yeah.
just cool to say he's number one right now.
But objectively, looking at his career, it is kind of like hard to put many people above Kendrick, as much as that kind of pains me to say that, because for me, like Snoop Dogg was like the first rapper I ever really loved. So to see him below Kendrick is kind of like it produces a feeling of uneasiness inside of my body.
I agree. And I think, here's a fair place for Draco, number 4. Put him right below Ice Cube. Draco, number 4.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
But
Move
that was my list.
Absolutely.
I went Kendrick, Pop,
And if you-
Ice Cube, Draco, The Game, Snoop Dogg, Nipsey, DJ Quick, B Real, Tyler Creator.
I like your list better, to be honest. But
That's a solid 10.
Objectively, even if you want to put Dre ahead of Draco, cool. But Draco deserved a top
10.
5. Top 5. For
Top
sure,
5,
top 10.
top
Wait, but
5.
so, okay, you think it's obvious to you that Draco should be higher than the game?
Yes.
No, and I
Yes.
fuck with Draco, but the
I'm sorry.
game is
We got to be real.
Yes.
At a
That's
certain
just my
point.
bias.
game.
Yes.
The game is fucking bro. Come on, bro. The nigga, the game was a G.
huge.
Nobody out here wanted to be the game.
Yes, they
Nobody,
did.
Yes, they.
No,
Yes,
they
nigga,
they
he
didn't.
was
did.
selling hurricane
Hey,
sneakers.
he's
What
a
are you talking
fucking
about,
New
bro?
York
Bro,
rapper.
yeah, everybody
Nigga,
wears you not
that
shirt.
nigga had you not shirt, bro. What are we talking
cool,
about?
but he
Luz?
rapped like he's from New York. You don't
It
even
don't
have a
matter.
West Coast style.
Y'all niggas
He
was
didn't-
jacking that shit
but
back then.
We love the
fuck
game,
with the
but
game.
we love the game, but he didn't influence people like Draco
But
did.
my generation, that's why I put him above.
But we're not talking about influence. We talking about lyrics.
No,
and
the
raps
game
and
killed
shit.
G-Unit.
But that's just not
He
the
did.
only.
We
That's
were
not the
just
only
talking about
shit.
It's the full package.
Yeah.
It's the full package.
And I feel like Game is one of the biggest West Coast rappers of all time.
I think Game and Nip
of
and
all time is crazy.
he is.
He is 100%.
He's one of the biggest of
Bro,
all
one
time.
of,
Yeah,
yeah,
one
one
of.
of.
Mainstream wise, bro.
The biggest or
No,
okay.
one of.
All right, put it like this: how many LA rappers got bigger albums than the documentary?
Very few.
Almost nobody.
No, nobody.
That was huge.
Very few.
Okay, then. So
Huge.
what? Biggest of all time.
Oh, yeah, fact.
You see
No,
what I'm
We're
saying?
not in the album era like the way we were back then.
But that still just impacted so many people that we know about the game, and he's just like
No,
a big part of West Coast
I'm with
music,
you on the
even if
game
you're not
shit.
from here.
What was that?
I had this whole argument.
Remember the Vlad thing where it was like, who was the most influential? It was Nipsey, Draco, The Game, and I forget who was the fourth person he said. And I think that those people, Nipsey, Draco, The Game, should all be higher on the list.
Those are all top 10 for sure.
Yeah. I think you could bump down Dr. Dre and some of these fools a little bit because
Nah,
really,
Dr. Dre on the list.
we
bro.
know about Dre, but like he's overall just a music maker, not just a rapper. There's a list for rappers. I don't know, bruh.
I mean, he
Like,
kind of paved the way for the West Coast. So
he did. I still would have been like a little bit slightly lower. I'd still have those other names slightly higher. Overall, great conversation sparker. So shouts to Complex for your fucking atrocious list.
Rage bait for sure.
With that being said, I'm about to go do an interview right now with the homegirl Yoshi G.
Wow, I'm gonna really hurt y'all feelings too, because I'm about to go do my fucking meeting.
But I'll see y'all in the
You
music.
guys think you got an extra 20 minutes in you? Remo, lead them through a topic
Come on,
or
let's
two.
go.
Hey,
Let's do
it's
it.
Remo and the stinks.
Come on, man.
Get the white guys the fuck out of here. You feel me?
Yeah. We're actually leaving because we want to encourage racial balance. Yeah, we
Black
want-
no jumper taking over, man. Fuck.
yeah.
Get lunch out of here. Get Adam out of here, man.
You figure deal me?
Black
All
no
right.
jumper.
Figure that
Black
out.
no jumper in the building.
See y'all on the music street.
Yeah.
All right, so what other topics we got left? It's been a lot, even with the Tory Lanez situation. So you can pose up there.
She lied on the homie.
He said slide them donuts back
Free
there,
Tory,
man.
he ain't do nothing, nigga.
Ain't donuts a diss to somebody out here? That shit crazy. Nigga gotta watch what they say passing the food and shit. Like, oh, my fault, you got it. All right, so
This nigga Remo is funny. Hey, this nigga is hilarious.
How you put it in there like that?
Yeah, he just like, this nigga crazy.
All right, so look,
Remo
body cam
troll.
footage shows Megan Thee Stallion admitting she was never shot in the foot. So this right here is fucking the internet up, because you know Tory Lanez, he's doing a 10-year bid based off everybody think he shot Megan Thee Stallion. But then now Tory Lanez team have released a website where on the website they have a whole bunch of new information and videos that the public have never seen. Like a lot of these videos none of us have seen.
Because they was trying to block
How
it
is
out
all
in
of these
court.
videos coming out?
No, it been. They just
They was
didn't
trying
let
to
them
block it in
admit
the court,
in the court. You
and
know
then
how
they-
in our case we was trying to
Yeah.
submit certain shit, and they was like, objection, clause of
So it
something.
take for a nigga to get stabbed for all this shit to come out.
No, because they said they can't use it in court. All right, we can't use it in court. Well, I'm gonna release it to the public and let them see what's really going on. So now, once the public see it, now you can release it into evidence.
Yeah, and it's gonna help them probably get a better appeal situation, because now they're getting like people like Amber Rose and all these other celebrities are actually seeing like, damn, well maybe this nigga didn't shoot her. You know what I'm saying? So let's play the first clip of her in the hospital, or actually this might be the body cam.
It just, I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. Not go to jail. Okay. I cannot have that on my image. Okay. You got shot? I didn't get shot. Oh, you didn't? No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir. So how did that happen to you? Glass. Glass? Where? Where we were coming from.
I was shot in both of my feet, and I had to get surgery to get the shit taken out.
How you
get the
lying?
bullets taken out.
That should be a crime.
And it was super scary. The police come. I'm scared. All this shit going on with the police. The police is shooting motherfuckers for anything. The police was literally killing black people for no motherfucking reason. Soon as the police tell us all get out the motherfucking car, the police is really aggressive. You think I'm about to tell the police that we niggas, us black people, got a gun in the
part
car?
of that community.
What's that?
Go to the next slide.
You want me to tell the laws that we got a gun in the car so they can shoot all of us up? I'm thinking the doctors is the police, so I'm still trying not to tell them.
Not go to jail. Okay. I cannot have that on my image. Okay.
You want me to
That bitch cap.
Cat.
Then there was another, like I see the Bigfoot photo where she was in the hospital bed.
Whoa, that bitch got the same size foot as me.
So after hearing, which I just heard in the body cam footage, y'all see her foot. Do it look like there's a gunshot wound or anything to y'all?
Hell no.
Fuck no. Free Tory.
Free Tory, he ain't do
Free
nothing
Tory,
wrong,
man.
nigga.
Hell no.
Why she got the same size as me though? That
No, that's crazy. She definitely got size 11, 12.
for
What the fuck?
sure. Like,
All right, what is this clip right here? All right, so new footage from the night of the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez shooting incident shows a witness stating he saw a woman fire the gun. So this is this dude named Sean Kelly, who was actually a witness at the like he was there and seen the whole altercation. But for some reason, he went to the courtroom and just changed up his whole shit. Like this is what he told the police that night, but then during the case, he literally said some whole other
got
shit.
paid. Rock Nation, they got
Exactly.
Them,
The
got
Rock,
check.
that's what people are assuming that he got that Rock Nation bag. But this is witness, the only witness that seen what happened. This is what he said initially the first night that everything went down.
the gun, and the girl shoots herself. So the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you?
I have an appointment at 3.
I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above, so... But then the guy gets out again from the back. Then the gun.
Wait, no, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
Well, the windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't really
they were on my side. The girl opened the door. There was 2 girls fighting, and then they shot. She got out of the car and crawled over.
Out, remember? Security said.
I thought security changed his story too.
Again?
Is that what happened?
It's all should prove Tory's innocence.
But one thing, all right, so in this clip, you can hear him clearly saying that the girl shot the gun. So now everyone's like, oh, shit. So the guy, the first witness, the only witness that was there is claiming that a girl shot it, which everyone is saying Kelsey shot the gun after they got in an altercation, after finding out that he was sleeping with both of them. So that's what it's looking like to me. I don't believe that, like, after seeing all this shit, it's hard to really believe that that Tory shot her in the foot. I wasn't believing that shit from a lot of the old shit that we heard. Even the dance bitch dance, all that shit got debunked. But I don't know, like, come on, they had a nigga, they said a nigga shot her and said dance bitch dance. Like, nigga, get real. Like, this nigga's a multi-millionaire. Like, so the fact that was even like they were trying to even get that off is crazy. But
they used that in court. The dance bitch dance.
Nah, I think it got thrown out before the court shit. But fucking, it's just still crazy that was just like one of the things they was running with. Trying to make it seem like bro ass was just crashing out to the fullest extent. But all right, so after hearing all this new evidence and shit, do y'all think he will get a new appeal? Y'all think he's gonna get out? What's y'all thoughts? Like,
he should get an appeal.
He should get pardoned, in my opinion.
There's too much going on in there for him to not.
And he almost lost his life based off of this case, and there's so much reasons on why it's too much.
If he gets granted appeal, that bitch should go to jail.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Bitch, I almost lost my life.
I lost my life for every dollar I could have lost. Nigga, they said they tried to stab him in his neck. Like, what if he couldn't have been able to sing no more? You know what I'm saying? Like I would have sold her ass for so many damages, nigga.
And the Mexican dude said that the dude that Tory Lanez allegedly stabbed, or the dude that stabbed Tory Lanez, he said Tory Lanez was trying to stab him and kill him. Did you see that shit? That's crazy.
Some shit he just said.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's trying to say that it was self-defense. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's the throw off.
But hopefully,
that's self-defense.
That's Rock Nation.
You know what I'm saying?
But hopefully,
But it's not self-defense when you become the aggressor.
Yeah, you saying Tory Lanez was the aggressor. He was trying to defend himself from Tory.
But still, like, in prison or not, like, the law is there is gonna be the law.
In prison ain't no law.
You know what I'm saying?
How didn't that kick off a riot?
I don't know. All right, so let's get in some of these super chats. These are the ones we read already.
You read some of these already?
We read some of them. We read past the 50. Yeah, all right, go down. All right, there we go. Lil Mexican said, y'all did Brandon versus us. Now we need Ralphie. Man, Ralphie versus Munchie on B Team making it happen. Lush.
No, sir.
That's crazy. Juju Rose said, W Ralphie,
Shout out,
W.
Juju.
Hardest working guys in LA. They streamed till 6 a.m. and still showed up on Gang Them. All right, 23 Ron Tuss said, Cardi B nips look like a map of Hawaii.
Y'all this is crazy.
Mina reaction clout. I can't say the last word. Sharp is the clout chasing Olympian of the year. Keep making him the comic relief from No Jumper. He's somebody to be laughed at this point. The clown demon of Vegas. Man, get off Sharp.
Bro,
and niggas is on Sharp. That nigga said the clown demon of Vegas. What the fuck? All right,
Mr.
Juju Rose with another $5. Said, Adam, we want to see Flock 2 ball on No Jumper. He's hilarious. Please make that happen. Y'all know what that is?
Yeah, he be going crazy on Instagram.
Oh, where? I got to tap in.
He's like
I got
a comedian.
I got to check him out. I think we doing 5 or better, my boy. Mina reaction said, "Free brick, baby." Nah, for sure, free brick.
Free the brick.
Free brick.
Drama Shogun said, "Lush trying to tell us about being men, where his girl beats him religiously is insane." Lush out here getting choked up.
Free my nigga Lush from the ass beatings.
AZ donated another $10. Said, "Offset isn't broke. He's just the same thing millions of women, whether poor or rich, do to men every day. I think he has to be broke to do it is just ignorant and hypocritical. I think saying he has to be broke to do it is just all right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's giving broke, bro. Like, nigga, when you
It's
Offset,
giving is
nah, bro. Ain't no way. I don't know. Offset, you supposed to keep it player. Fool. You supposed to just
Keep it P.
But she wants money too, so it's like.
But
shit.
you got 3 children. If you got 3 children with her and if you know you're not actively in your children's life, unless she just lying,
rich.
huh?
They're rich. You
I know,
ballin'.
but I'm saying
You
though,
don't need my money.
but nah, that's still your kids though.
I can take care of my kids.
Yeah, nah, for
Tell her
sure.
drop
It
them
should
off.
be,
You got her
money, I got my money.
yeah.
You know what I'm
They should
saying?
have some type of, I don't know, but the fact that she's trying to make it seem like he ain't seen the kids at all is making it like, well, damn, golf off some bread and money.
That's like a thing that they say to, you know.
Yeah, you know how I do to make it
niggas
look,
bad.
make niggas look bad in court and shit. All right, JJ 102125 said, "Because we got an undiscovered gold in VA, my boy Javinci hardest in VA." Shout out,
shit.
what is that? LR Da Vinci. Yo, Mina reaction said, "Free Almighty suspect." Yeah, Free Almighty though. That shit's crazy how that shit played out. Yo, King Hafi Joffrey, the Clipse are 50-year-old men. These ends aren't making music to appeal to new audiences. We don't want to hear them niggas rapping like Lil Baby. Nah, for sure, but I don't think we want to hear them, period, right now. I ain't gonna hold you, man. C Hustle said, "Push just started, just stayed in his pocket too long, should have switched the flow up." Nah, that's a fact. That's crazy. Y'all got to hear that shit with us, nigga. Drama Shogun, y'all want 40-year-old niggas to screech over rage beats, holding lean cups, and wasting chrome arts. Wearing chrome arts is crazy. I mean,
Rap's
shit,
been
y'all
on-
niggas just gotta get with the time.
Rap's been around for so
No,
long. They can stay
and
true to
rap's
what
been
they
about
got.
that same shit for a long time, bragging about the shit. Nigga,
That's
Diddy,
relevant and hot. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So if y'all gonna do that, y'all gotta get with the time.
Jay-Z and Nas and them was rapping, bragging about nigga buying shit and Mason Margielas and
100%.
Gucci sweaters and Gucci down and shit. Nigga,
Their
ain't shit
audience grew
changed,
up
nigga.
too, though.
Huh?
Their audience grew up too, though. So it's like they don't really have to appeal to a younger crowd. They got to appeal to 40-year-old people.
But then again, you can say that, but when you get older, you don't listen to as much music. So you appealing to a less audience, which you ain't gonna really, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can just cater to your audience if you got that, but like as you get older, niggas don't listen to music as much as they used to. So then you gotta like, and if you want to have that cold fan base or that new age fan base, you like look how Kanye West just had Dave Blunts write a whole bunch of new tracks for him just so he could have that new sound.
But Kanye never got out of the mix. He's always been around. He's always been relevant.
And that's a good example of somebody that's an old head nigga, but now to sonically keep himself relevant where it ain't gonna be no, hey, this shit sound like a 10-year dated song, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it just, I don't know. I mean, I guess if they got their fans and shit looking for it, I guess. We'll have to check their Spotify, see what them niggas doing monthly. Then I'll be able to know.
Spotify tell it all, for sure.
Spotify tell it all, nigga. All right, so Jay Lee said Lush talks a lot of shit for being in his 40s with a 12-year-old arm. Yo, y'all be on Lush heavy.
Lush ain't even here right
He
now.
ain't
to
even here,
defend
but this
himself.
shit was here when he said, when the nigga, they sent this shit. All right, so AZ said, Lush, just because someone is holding you accountable for not being logically consistent doesn't mean they hate women or are incels. These labels are just cop-outs, so you don't have to defend your illogical simp position. Damn, Lush. They be on you, my boy. Shout out to BT Scott for the new sub. Everybody keep subscribing. $5, become a member. Too Greedy Jock said, Lush, shut the fuck up. How I leave this live multiple times, and every time I come back, you giving a history story of music.
Hey, he did kind of know, like, everybody on
that
that
nigga
list.
like chat GBT up with hip hop, bro. Like,
Good for that, though,
that's why he ain't gonna never have a dull moment when it comes to conversation. He gonna have something to talk about every
That
topic.
nigga know about everything.
Every fucking topic, bro. Unless that nigga got like an earphone and chip in his ear and he's like, reading that shit off to him. Sahara Santana said, gang them.
Gang them.
AZ came back with another $5, said 50 Cent is more famous than Snoop in his recent final lap tour. Numbers prove it.
All right.
I don't think that was an argument.
All right, Clifton the Colored Milkman said, make sure I go watch Almighty Dawson struggle streams. He need all the support he can get. 0 figures sus. Man, shout out to Suspect. Y'all make sure I go to his channel and go run. I think he been doing streams every day and shit since he
had
you know
1,000 people in his stream. That's
going
cool.
crazy. I'm talking about, you know, everybody, they messy. They want to see
streams every day. Niggas only been like one day, nigga.
That's relevant. I mean, that's hella consistent for him, though. That's 3 days back to
I seen
back.
him hop on somebody else.
I think it's been like 3 days. So 3 days back to back streaming is like, damn, all right, you ain't playing.
Yeah.
He got the foot on the gas. All right, so 150 milligrams of bounce that ass at sharp 4 inches and rubber gang going crazy right now. That's wild. All right, $5 cracking Cardi B and getting millions out of it when you already got millions is P, Remo.
Tight shit.
I can't even say nothing about that. That is, you know. That's the last one. BX ready. Adam, admit Brandon was sent for sus after Jalise, Adam. Y'all niggas just be running with any lyrics and there it is, bro. Like,
it's a whole no jumper conspiracy going
man,
on.
they
Right now.
Lush did do that shit, man. Lush shot a backdoor Almighty with that shit.
I seen
bro.
a white dude that hates
I'm blaming
y'all on
Lush.
YouTube.
That's really how you feel? Lush did it?
I just feel like this. I feel like Lush was the. I
He
don't
trying
think
to
Lush.
get back for that sock out.
That's what they saying. I don't believe Lush intentionally was like, yeah, I'm finna get this nigga back. I know Brandon and him. But what I think Lush was just doing too much, like, cause he was the only nigga pressing for that shit. Like, I don't think the audience was like, yo, we need Brandon and
Maybe he saw Almighty as like, I want him to level up and really show that he evolved with this podcasting shit. You know what I'm saying?
And then look what happened.
I mean, it's not for everybody.
But you know the type of nigga Almighty is, so you put him in a hard spot. You put him in a bad situation, because at the end of the day, if he don't show up, he a bitch. And then if you do show, he gonna have to defend himself. Now him bringing a knife is crazy.
You
know,
were
whatever
supposed
the
to
fuck
call
they
him,
say.
maybe allegedly.
Yeah, I said whatever the fuck they saying. I don't know. I wasn't even here to even see it. But what I'm saying though, I feel like he just got put in a bad situation.
They should have called him before they posted it.
All right, well, I think what Lush was saying, or I know for a fact there's a group chat we in that Almighty is not even in at all. And Lush been talking about getting Brandon and Almighty to link up for like a whole week or two in that shit. And he's the only main nigga that he's in there like pressing for that shit. Then they said that they text Almighty and shit. That's why this is Lush play, because like Lush set this whole shit up.
I said they should have met up in person to decide if they was going to be able to have a certain tone on the camera beforehand.
I feel like what Almighty did do wrong though. I feel like at the end of it, cause like them niggas did like whole 4 hours potting and shit.
That.
Then at the end, fucking Lush brought it back to the situation like, hey, so you guys were able to sit down, and then Almighty turned up too hard, just started like, you ain't call me a bitch. He kept making the nigga, he basically made the nigga want to call him a bitch by saying that.
I feel like once he spit on them, they either should just went outside and fought and left it alone, because you spit on them, so you had to look at him like, oh, I think you a bitch. Like if I'm spitting on a nigga or slapping a nigga, that's me like showing like nigga, you can't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they should have just squabbled. Like if it was gonna be that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like once you spit on a nigga, it ain't like, oh, you spit on a nigga, now you whip out the blow on a nigga like, yeah, nigga, I spit on you. Like, nah, you gotta give a nigga a chance to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the spit is crazy, because it's like after that ain't no coming back. Like, nigga, y'all gonna have to, I don't know.
Like eventually, like,
yeah, like nigga,
damn.
even outside of no jumper, nigga don't want to see you for that forever. So like, you know.
But I feel like
that's why they should have got it out the way right now, because I you know what I'm saying, that.
Nigga, they should have got it out the way before they even did the pod if it was gonna be that. But that's why. But I feel like Lush thought for the content is gonna be good if they just have the conversation on camera. But I think shit just went left.
I don't know. I don't feel like he didn't even really want to fight him. After he got spit on, ain't no security stopping me from.
I ain't gonna lie. After I got, if some shit, he was supposed to brush through them security. I ain't gonna. One security at a school fight, man. Everybody getting swung out the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, come on.
The spit is crazy. Security, the spit is crazy.
He about like 300 pounds.
Was it one security?
He could have got a swim banker in there.
It was on
security.
Word. Yeah, he could have got past Coop.
What? Come on,
he could have. Yeah.
Coop gonna give him a little resistance,
but the nigga just too big. You a black? Come on, bro.
He could have put.
But also getting
black belt.
Also, hold on.
Yeah.
Getting past a nigga with a knife though is still a little risky. Nigga might catch your face or something. Allegedly, if the nigga did have a knife,
Well, I don't know what he had.
But I'm saying though, if they saying the nigga, you ain't finna rush no
allegedly,
nigga.
if he stopped,
He flicked that motherfucker like and it was out.
And they said that nigga.
But if he's a black belt, you know how to disarm somebody if they have.
Yeah, you a professional. You seen the movie John Wick and them and Jason Statham and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a little different when there's a security guard like breaking it up. Motherfucker might, you just I don't know. It's
no, he's holding you back. He not holding me back. You got the knife. It's 2 against 1 right now. Shit.
I don't know. In the midst of that shit, shit could have went less. I feel the nigga not rushing a nigga. Like once you see that, but hey, I don't even know if he even had that shit.
Yeah, that's if he seen it. He didn't have it.
Nah, they said it on the shit.
We don't care what they said. He didn't have
Brandon
it.
definitely said it, but I didn't see it.
Of course he said it. He gonna keep saying shit.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But shout out to Almighty though. I feel like Almighty, shit.
He went too
die
far.
over and shit.
You weren't supposed to do all that at work.
Yeah, I feel like that's the only reason. Cause
They're supposed to go outside and catch that fade.
Yeah.
That's like the third strike too, though.
Yeah, that was like 2-1.
That was 2 and 3.
Kelpie, Jalik, now this guy, my nigga suspect be tripping on shit.
That nigga high head. That's why he make good content though, cause like the nigga,
That's
he gonna trip on somebody
He
who's doing
He thought it was gonna be good content.
Like they were gonna go back.
But you can't. But you doing that with niggas who they basically almost got to fight last time. That's like saying with a nigga you got.
And now he got to get his get back.
Yeah, come on, like they literally almost got into a fight physically last time they seen each other. So to sit them down and be like, all right, go.
Fighting with words is out of the question.
I mean, shit, until a nigga call you a bitch, how many times you gonna just, hey, free sauce. Shout out to Brandon. I fought with both them niggas, so like, ain't no bias.
Yeah, they gonna be good. I told them they should just met up and just hugged it out, gave each other handshakes. But then next time I look up, they had some other shit going on.
They should have had a conversation before
camera.
You tight shit.
I'm not about to get on it. Just immediately jump on the camera.
It would have ruined the content though. So like, I get the production side of why they wanted to have the conversation on camera, because like sometimes if y'all niggas hash all y'all shit out, the stream energy gonna be boring. But then shit, look how
it's gonna be.
You're still gonna have some animosity. Yeah. You're still gonna have some shit that you feel like he's.
But
a
if
bitch
you just jump right on there after a nigga, bro, these niggas was calling each other bitch. Like,
it was too tense.
It wasn't no regular online beef.
Yeah,
it was like they was in face with each other, calling each other bitches.
Nah, it was too tense just to sit down and just think it was gonna be, whatever.
Cause what Brandon he got kids and shit. He's got older, like he got he got family.
He probably showed he
somebody's
definitely
like,
well,
Brandon, you let that little nigga talk to you like that, like somebody's hyping it up behind.
I think Brandon is a mature dude. I don't even think nobody could really gas him to want to fight Suspect. I feel like it's more
not
of a
gas him, but sometimes if you say things in front of somebody like 1,000 times,
if
like
you just but I just feel like with Brandon's personality and shit, he not really even worried about the mark out shit. Because if that's the case, he would have probably tried to fight Suspect last time, because Suspect, they were saying, was marking him out, and he was being a bigger man. So I feel like Brandon, he just on some like grown man. He ain't really tripping.
No,
ain't no niggas calling me a bitch and spitting on me as I ain't no grown man.
No, 100%. But I think if you would
have,
he should have crashed out. But he could have crashed out last stream if he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because he took it far last stream. So you thought they could have.
But see, he was kind of like being
and I heard
passive aggressive.
Yeah, he was though. And I heard Brandon say though, like even if if Adam was to hire Almighty back, he wouldn't even like have like any problem. Like they could pod and all that type of shit. He said he was just defending himself. Like if a nigga doing all that, calling you a bitch, trying to attack you, you gonna defend yourself. But he said he never came to fight. So it's a
bro. They both had on basketball shorts and
like he came prepared to fight, but it wasn't. Nah, it's a difference though. If you gonna come prepared to fight, if a nigga trying to be on that with you, but like I don't think Brandon was finna just try to like steal off Almighty or nothing like that. Like Almighty definitely took it there.
If he was mature, it's like, okay, bro, I see you got this high energy with me. Let's go outside after the podcast. Let's handle whatever you got to do.
He did try to change the topic like hella times.
It's not about changing the topic. It's about you. You got this energy with me. Let's get it out the way. Come on.
Well, you could also be mature and be like, bro, I'm not on that. Let's go to the next topic and just get some topics.
They could have squabbled up before the show, and then all the energy would have been left right there. And if y'all would have still had the energy, nigga, let's get down again. Nigga,
you ain't saying nothing wrong. They could have though. Like, hey. I don't even know how they made it to the room without even seeing each other. I don't even know how to play it out.
That's how like normal people do it. You squabble, you get out the way, and then you can talk about it. And then if we can still talk without squabbling again, like we good.
And then we good, yeah. Nah, I feel
like you should know the tone of voice. You're not gonna If a nigga just beat your ass, you ain't gonna be yelling at a nigga, calling a nigga bitch again, like how you would.
Nigga, if nigga beat your ass, you ain't even come sit down and pod after that.
Nigga might put his head down and be like the normal person you is.
Yeah, after that, you gonna have to come crazy on the pod. I don't know. But shit, y'all finna do the music stream after this?
Yeah.
All right, so make sure y'all tune in to the music stream. We finna start in like 30 minutes, you know. We're a little late, but y'all tune in. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Come a member if y'all ain't been a member already. We'll be back, what's today, Wednesday? We'll be back Friday. No, it is Friday. I'm tweaked the fuck out, nigga. We'll see y'all